Hello and welcome to another edition of the College Football Mafia Network Big Freakin' Friday Show. I'm your host, Nathan Bomber Brown. Wild Ute sitting over there, ready for that Texas Tech game this weekend.
Whoop whoop, let's go!
Ute's he's gonna be able to do a rant when we go to that game in our picks. You can be certain it's in there. And then Moen, how are we doing today?
Doing great. How about yourself, guys? You doing good? It's Friday. It's the end of the week. College football. We've got a game starting right now, Iowa-Rutgers, but I know nobody wants to watch Iowa-Rutgers, so they're going to come over here
Iowa-Rutgers
Friday.
Come watch us instead.
Yeah, I believe Oklahoma State is playing Tulsa also. So
okay.
They'd rather be here. So we look forward to having everybody here.
I started my new job this week, made it through the whole week, and I'm still here, so that's a good thing. I want to let everybody know that, yes, I finally did the upgrade in my office. I got a brand new $1,000 chair. Yes, they cost that much. And then I've redone my background. So now I'm again taking flags. If you guys want your school to be represented, Daniel Gygax is sending me a West Virginia flag right now. Where's Jared Jones? He could send me an Ohio State one. If you guys send me a flag or want it to, just send me a DM on Twitter, and then I'll get it up behind me. This week it was Kansas. Next week I'll flip it over, and it will be K-State. Before we move into anything else, K-State, you have got to be so frustrated watching that team.
This team is shockingly bad at the moment, but it seems like it's a team that can get hot and cause serious Big 12 disruptions and
like Kansas did last year.
Nights, 100%.
Yeah.
Like if they get hot, they've got enough talent that they can cause some issues. So I'm kind of expecting them to rebound a little bit mid-year and get hot at the end and be dangerous. We'll see, though. I don't even know if it's a bowl team at this moment, but I don't think we've heard the last of these guys.
Yeah, they've still had the 28th best recruiting class, over the last couple of years. So it's not like their recruiting has fallen off. I kind of think coaching is letting them down a little bit.
They here at K-State with Avery Johnson, some of the other players, they just haven't historically had these like shiny toys, right? They've always been kind of like a blue collar and everything. But with some of their players that are hiring players and everything, they're getting so much Heisman hype and everything. And I think they just kind of fell from the pressure. Like going out to Dublin's tough. Like the fights in the game with Avery Johnson's dad and brother. Like it hasn't gone well in K-State land, but they do have the talent to win still. So I still think they rebound, but it just something's off with the Cats at the moment. It's off and it's hard to explain.
I think that's a great way to put it. It is off. It just doesn't feel right. Even if now it'd be different if they were playing well and just barely losing, right? They could be 0-4 outside of a massive comeback in the fourth quarter against Wofford or something like that.
That's right.
They got a long way to come back if they want to compete. That's all I know. Okay, Moen. This week is Ohio State off?
We are off this week. It's our bye week. One of our bye weeks.
Okay. Which is one of the reasons you're so laid back. I'm not getting high stress from you because Ohio State's not playing.
Well, no. I mean, I placed my parlay bet. I've got a 10-leg parlay this week.
10?
So 10-leg parlay, $10 bet, $8,700 payout.
Really?
We'll see if Moen pays off his credit cards this week.
My gosh.
If he is damned.
$8,700.
Well, it's a 10-leg parlay.
And you have to get all of them, right? It's not a 9 or 10.
Yeah, okay. You got to get them all. Got to get them all.
That's crazy.
It's rough. So let's see if we can get through it because I took Rutgers. Yeah, I took Rutgers in that game. So but I will say this.
What's the score right now?
It just kicked off.
Oh, okay.
I will say this though. Kansas State is a bowl team. It just happens to be the toilet bowl right now.
Oh, come on.
Wow. You're going to take that, Ute? Come on, man. That's hard.
Moen likes to dog my teams here that I like. Like the Utes, the Cats.
I didn't say anything like that.
I told him on Twitter, if anybody didn't catch it, he said Utah was a thorn in Ohio State's side. And I told him I saw a gentleman at the grocery store wearing a hat that said 45-47, and I had to correct him that the final score of that Rose Bowl was actually 45-48. So
all right. Okay, let's get to comments, and then we'll dive into our picks and kind of do a retrospective on our games from last week. Let's see here. Ryan Willie's first in the house. Good to have you, Ryan. Let's give him a sounder really quick, Mullen. Ryan,
okay.
Member for a very long time. Go ahead. There we go. University of Wisconsin in the house. Good to have you, Ryan. Thanks for being here tonight. The Big Lubbock, first A.
First A.
First A. I don't know, whatever that means. Lubbock's, he was throwing some heat at Utah in the chat. I was watching. No, I don't know.
Bring it, Lubbock. Bring it on. My goodness.
I just made that up.
No, he really is. I've seen him in the cup. We'll
to Town Hawk, another valuable member of the College Football Mafia family. Good to have you here, man. I'd let you guys call me Collect to get on the Friday show.
Can you even make collect calls anymore?
I think you can. But okay. Who you calling, though? You're not calling a landline.
Yeah, I don't know. 1-800-COLLECT. That's, I guess, still in service.
James C. is in the house saying, yo, good to have you here, James. Thanks for being here tonight. Skaven, yes. Hello, gentlemen. Go Big Red.
GBO.
Go Big Red. We will go to, let's get through as many of these as we can. TF Williams. Good to see you, man. TF Williams in the house saying, hey, all. Go Knowles. Who does Florida State play this weekend?
I don't. They might be on a bye week this weekend.
Are they? Okay. All right. Yeah.
They got Miami coming up in a couple.
They got Miami coming up the following. Yeah.
That is going to be a blockbuster game. There's absolutely no doubt about it. Hopefully, Florida State is as good as Miami, because that could be a fantastic football game.
Oh, TF Williams lets us know it's Kent State. You're right, because
so it's like a bye week though.
It is a bye week because I think I took Florida State in that parlay, and I took the over. So
okay, all right. Bob Swanger in the house representing the Penn State Nittany Lions. Says hi everyone. Thank you, Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Appreciate your membership. Yeah, go ahead.
I just said, hey Bob, how you doing?
I thought
Big game next weekend. We'll see you for the whiteout.
Whiteout in Penn State. Just
yes,
the best.
Massive.
Lee in the house saying hi or hey everyone, good to have you here. Coy is hi y'all. I love it. Baby Wants Bling, another valuable member of the College Football Mafia family, saying hey y'all, good to have you here. Great to see you, Baby Wants Bling. Mr. Monkey says RCJH. Moen?
Whoops.
Do you even know what it is?
Rock Chalk Jayhawk.
Rock Chalk Jayhawk. Okay, thank you. That's why you're here, to do stuff like that. Jack Matheson in the house saying, hey, good to see you, Jack. Hey, yo, go Utes. Now, the Utah fan in here, there, Ute. You've got some support.
Hey, this game's a big game. People are jacked up for this football game tomorrow morning.
As they should be. As these are the big games that the Big 12 not only needs, but looks forward to every year. And it's a fantastic matchup. Jason Spangler in the house, valuable member of the College Football Mafia family, saying bet Tulsa 25 minutes ago to win outright. Who are they playing?
Oklahoma State.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, don't lose to Tulsa.
Come on, Oklahoma State.
Don't do this.
Jose is in the house saying who is Michigan pushing for? Stanford?
We'll get into that, guys. We'll talk realignment a little later. The goal for tonight, if we hit our goal, we'll do overtime. Had a Moen Confidential plan for next week, but if we hit the goal, we do Moen Confidential.
Everybody,
tonight.
we got to get it tonight. You don't want to wait till next week to hear what Moen's got to say. That's all I can say. And just for my part, I don't necessarily agree, but I am certainly entertained, and I'm listening. I'm waiting to hear what Moen says. Kenneth, let's see, Vanoy, right? Ken Vanoy, Utah and Kansas going nowhere. Yeah, not anytime soon. I agree with you, Kenneth, but Ute is thinking something different, and Moen's following some storylines. So we'll find out. We'll talk about it.
There's going to be some discussion about this.
Absolutely. Vox Quindaro, good to have you here, Vox. I am watching Tulsa at Pokes. That was fun. Two Master, another valuable member of the College Football Mafia family. I believe he got his membership back on a free a couple weeks ago. Good to have you here, Two Master. The Poke, yikes. I'm not sure what that means. But
that means that Oklahoma State's sucking wind now.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't have the score up. I should have it up. I've got my TV mounted. Stormy Cyclone saying what time it is here at the College Football Mafia family on the Big Freakin' Friday show. Stormy is a valuable member of the loyalty club is what I hate the members and the subscribers and the members lingo. I hate saying that little dance over and over again, but I appreciate you, Stormy. Thank you for being here tonight. Sorry, Ute, I'm pulling for Texas Tech. That's a poll, Moen, during the picks. When we get to Utah, we need to have that poll out, okay?
We'll put that poll out, but I just want to clarify here, they're all family to us. All family.
All family.
And Vox Quindaro, one of my favorite guys on Twitter, he loves Puchinski. I got to get some Puchinski sound bites for the board.
Go ahead.
You got one?
I don't have any.
Oh, yet. You don't
give
have
a Jayhawk squawk at least.
So you were saying you need to get some.
I will get a Puchinski, okay. Probably where he bites the guy's groin. I will probably
give him a squawk at least. Okay, Mount, give Vox a squawk.
Vox a squawk. There you go. Squawk. I love it.
Jayhawk squawk.
I love it. Sean in the house saying Texas Tech just out the athletes Utah. Just out athletes Utah.
Utah getting shaded already. Okay.
I didn't say anything. Alani Ted checking in, representing the Illinois. They're playing Indiana this week, right?
Oh, yes, they are.
So that's kind of a Super Bowl for those two schools.
Well, Illinois does have Ohio State on the schedule later this season. But
and Indiana does not?
Indiana does not. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Those schedules come out. Those people have to just be cringing, figuring out which of the big schools they're going to play.
Look, when this schedule was made 2 years ago, they probably thought, well, here's a trash game, and it's probably going to be the best game in the Big Ten this weekend. And
maybe. I think you're talking about Illinois, Indiana. I was talking about Ohio State. Illinois.
No. I'm sorry. No.
All right. Just want to make sure I know which story you're telling. Okay. Let's see here. As we got a few more we want to get through, so we can get to this other stuff. Caleb Ramirez, good to have you here, Caleb. Representing the Ohio State Buckeyes, says hi all. Good to have you. C. John's back. Good to see you, C. John. It's been a minute since I've seen you. House divide.
Whoa, don't say that word.
Manhattan is real. Yeah, I don't know.
I think that's supposed to say flag.
Okay, yeah.
You've got a house divided flag behind you.
Okay. It is a house divided flag. And next week I will have Kansas State at the top. Don't worry. We're just going from week to week here. Fergie, FF18 Buffs. Fergie back from out of town trip. Man, he travels all over.
He does.
Sorry, not buying Kansas and Utah rumors at all. Again, Fergie, we're on the same page. Picking Utah in the big noon game. Have a great show. Good to have you here, Fergie. I know you've been super busy. We've missed you. Just letting you know, we've missed you around here.
I have to ask Fergie a question. Fergie, if the rumor was Kansas and Colorado to the Big Ten, would you believe it?
I don't believe those either. Okay. I think the numbers we're talking about is much later.
Okay.
Yeah. OPD Don checking in, valuable member, long-standing OG member of the College Football Mafia family, saying you still can make calls. It's just called county jail.
Yeah, no. Even in county jail here in Ohio, it notifies you that you're receiving a call from an inmate.
And it's going to be recorded and all that stuff.
And all that stuff. And then someone will say, "Hey, I got a DUI," and I'll say, "Hey, sounds like a you problem," and I hang up the phone.
That's mean. That's mean. A person in need, Moen. EH checking in. Good to have you here, EH. Hey guys, just a couple more, and then we're going to jump right into our picks. We want to have all kinds of time this later in the show. Airspace says, Opie, how would you know? Going back and forth already in the comment section. Friends, call me Sean. Valuable members, somebody's OG helping us around the College Football Mafia Network, says realignment scenario number 4253. Big Ten picks up FSU, Georgia Tech, Miami, Utah.
Yeah.
SEC takes UNC, Virginia, Clemson, Kansas. SEC with 3 basketball blue bloods. national championship with Kansas and Kentucky. Yeah, sure. Why not? Scenario 4,253. That's about where we're at. That's my attitude right now, friends.
That's my favorite scenario right there. Actually, that's beautiful.
All right. Oh, one more. The architect checking in saying, "How about the?" So that's a good one. Architect, good to see you here. If you post your comment, we'll try to flag it. You can tell us what you meant. But yeah. Anyway,
let's get to Ricky's
hello,
super chat.
Hello, fellas. Yeah, I will. I'll get it. He says hello, fellas. So, all right. Yeah, let me get to the super chat before we go to our picks. Ricky Tungate in the house, $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Ricky. And he's also a valuable member of the College Football Mafia family. IU has both Penn State and Oregon on the road. Next week is Iowa. That's rough.
Yeah, listen, they got a lot of flack last year because their schedule wasn't that great.
Right.
You know, despite having scheduled Washington and Michigan, the two teams that played in the previous national championship. But good luck to Indiana, man, because you are getting it this season. You got Illinois, Penn State, Oregon. You got to go to Iowa.
I'm telling you, it's a 1 year. You can only do this trick one time in 5 years or something.
I don't listen. It's going to be tough for them, but I think they still hold a possibility of getting into the playoffs. And I will play a little bit of the Indiana fight song.
Please do, yes,
because he is a Hoosier, and I am so glad, Ricky, that the Buffalo, the Bison mascot, is back on the sidelines in Bloomington. Been far too long.
You got her?
Yep, here we go.
Thank you so much, Ricky. We appreciate you. Thanks for the super chat. And then Expedition Greg got in under the wire tonight, a valuable member for 14 months, Moen. Let's go. Expedition Greg has been with us for over a year. And honestly, he was with us before that. It's closer to 2 years. We appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. His super chat comment is, I'd love to see Utah and Kansas in the Big Ten.
Thank you, Expedition Greg. We'll talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, I just got to make one point. Like, USC really needs a rival in the Big Ten. That's why they want Utah so bad. USC needs the rivalry with Utah more. Sorry, Mo, and sorry, Utah can't be a rival with Ohio State. It's going to be USC.
God. And then one more. Stephen Vett checks in as the gun goes off. How's everyone doing tonight? Thank you, Stephen. We appreciate you. Just so everybody knows, I'm doing an interview with Stephen next week. Should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that. So, okay, go ahead, Mo.
Can I play a sounder for a friend, Expedition Greg here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Something. Let's party, Columbus.
Okay, Moen, I need the
results.
The one I picked was, let me pick, is it this one? Let's see. Slide 1, 2. See, I don't have the total slide.
There you go.
Thank you. There we go. Week 3 totals. I think that's easier to read, Moen. It is brighter. We needed something that would call people's attention. Oh my gosh, I'm 4 games behind. Yeah, I've not been good this year. Week 3, really quick, 4-6, and I'm not the only one, it looks like. I was 4-6. You was even. Moen was 3-7, which takes him out of the lead. Rock is 4-6. That probably takes him out of the lead. Becky is 4-6, Pickles 4-6, and Daniel Gygax, look at that, 7-3 through 3 weeks.
Yeah,
good job, Daniel. Well done. Our totals, I'm 2 games under. Utes even, Moen's even, Rock is even. 12-18, Becky taking chances on her picks. 13-7, Pickles. What are they feeding you up there in the Pacific Northwest, you two? And then last but not least, Daniel Gygax is putting the wood to all of us.
Right, but keep in mind, last week Daniel was 3-7.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It can change.
Yeah, it can change in a heartbeat. So
right, yep, it can. You're right. Okay, so let's jump right into week 4. Can you believe it's already week 4, guys? Football season goes by way too fast. It's kind of
sad, huh?
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so Texas Tech is getting 5.5 at Utah. Is that right? 3.5.
3.5.
3.5 at Utah. And has that line moved since Wednesday?
It has
Mullen, or
not.
Tuesday?
No,
Okay.
it's still 3.5.
Okay. I'm going to let you take all kinds of time. Moen, I'll let you explain your pick really first, and then I'll do mine.
Let me put a poll in here.
Oh, yeah. Right now, might as well
Texas
start
Tech,
off. Yeah, do that.
TTU.
We'll let the poll run through the
UU.
whole thing, and then
Yep.
we'll total it up at the end.
All right, I got a poll in the chat. You guys vote on it. See where you
Texas
end up
Tech
with.
or Utah in the voting.
All
right, Moen, tell us why Utah.
I'm taking Utah. I think Devin Dampier is the real deal. I like him as a quarterback. It's in Rice-Eccles Stadium. Tough environment to play in. I still don't know if Joey McGuire is the guy. I still don't know. I know he's got a lot of talent. I don't know if he's the guy yet. I trust Kyle Whittingham more than Joey McGuire. And it's a home game for Utah. So that's my rationale for it.
Okay. My rationale for it's two things. Utah doesn't have a kicker. We learned that last week. And 3.5 points is essentially a touchdown that they're given to Texas Tech. And I think this, again, it's classic with Texas Tech. This could be the year. But it's more about defenses having more and more tape on Devin Dampier. And I think their defense is going to be ready for his option attack. And he can't throw the ball farther than about 8 yards. So I just
Dampier?
don't. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't think I respect what he's been able to do and what he did at New Mexico. Fantastic stats. But that team only won 5 games. And I don't see that Utah's defense is elite. There's no question about there. The offensive line has been well heralded. Didn't do too good last week. So we'll have to see. But 3.5 points. 3.5 points is essentially a touchdown, and I'll take that.
Okay.
Well, now that I've heard that Utah's been slandered here, then I can speak to Utah here. I wouldn't expect it any way, Bomber. Okay, let me show you guys something. Let me show you, okay? So a good spiral. Yeah. Okay, so check it out. My new ball right here, okay? I got to show a little demonstration what's going to happen tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
A good spiral will go through the air, pretty clean, right? And go right to a receiver's hands, and that's how you play football.
Sure.
Sometimes, in some cases, at Rice-Eccles Stadium, especially when Wild Ute's there and juiced up for a football game, there is so much power in the yelling and the voice that it changes the freaking airwaves. And I'll show you exactly what's going to happen to Barrett Morton's football. It's not going to move like this. It's going to move like this. Barrett Morton's going to get absolutely hammered tomorrow. His passes are going to be off. Utah's going to dominate this football game and show everybody, because everyone thinks, 5-7 Utah. This isn't Isaac Wilson, guys. This is a completely new offense and everything with the same hungry Utah defense and coaching staff. Utah's going to have a statement here and thump freaking Texas Tech. They think they will. A lot of this community apparently thinks they will. Bomber certainly thinks they will. Gygax does too. There's receipts everywhere. It's salty time. It's freaking time to go. I will be there at freaking 8 a.m., maybe earlier. I'll be so juiced. I'm going to yell all in Barry Morton's helmet. Hey! I can't freaking wait for this game. Utah's going to win. It's going to be all over the place. National spotlight. Heisman campaign for Devin Dampier time.
Listen, I know you're excited, but was it really necessary to take one of your balls out and play with it?
Hey,
I will just say this. Barron Morton is good.
Yeah, he's fine, but he's a statue.
Yeah, well,
how did Jared Goff survive a Kyle Whittingham defense when he's a statue back here? Utah gets beat by dual threat quarterbacks, guys. Not statues. That's going to factor in here. Morton's going to get pounded tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Certainly, you're the expert on the team. Certainly, there. I think Texas Tech is trying to do something great, and if they really want to have a season, they get to the championship game. They have to get past both Utah and BYU.
They do.
So we're gonna have to see which is going to show up: the potential or the experience. That's what it's going to come down to. And certainly Kyle Whittingham knows how to coach. So, all respect to both those teams. I can't wait to watch it. It kicks off at 10 Mountain, right? 10 a.m.
Right.
Jeez, that is an early game.
Festivities start at 4 a.m., guys.
Yeah.
4 a.m.
4 a.m.
DJ at 5:30, baby.
Get your designated driver right now. Okay. Next game.
Hold on, Bomber. We got the poll for the community.
We were going to do that at the end, I thought.
Oh, I thought we were doing it at the end of the discussion.
Whatever.
You
can do whatever you want. I thought we were doing it later.
Yeah, the community has Utah 65% to 35% for Texas Tech.
Okay. That's where the line is in Vegas. So there must be a reason for that. Let's see here. Auburn getting 6.5 at Oklahoma. The only one who took, why can't I see the names? They're there. Rock is the only one that took Auburn. I think Oklahoma is really good. John Mateer is fantastic, and their defense is back to being the Oklahoma defense we're used to. So I think they could win by 10, 14 points. Auburn, I don't know where Auburn's going to score points. Their offense is anemic. So, yeah.
I love Mateer. I think that Oklahoma with Arbuckle has just got a little swag right now, got some momentum.
Yeah.
Jackson Arnold for Auburn. Look, he's a good player, but he is a dual threat guy, and he runs a lot. Oklahoma's not going to allow what Baylor allowed. I agree with you, Nate. I think it's a 10-point game, and Oklahoma wins.
Moen?
I like Oklahoma here, but there is a fear. Sometimes these quarterbacks leave, go to another school. When they come back to play that other school they left, for some reason they have a dynamite game. Jackson Arnold, he could be that guy. But I'm taking Oklahoma because I love John Mateer. I've been blown away with the way they've used him at Oklahoma. You is 100% right. Brent Venables has that defense yoked up.
I said that, but that's okay.
It's fine. Oklahoma's defense is fantastic, guys. Let's just put it that way. The Sooners' defense is fantastic. I think they can make a 6.5-point spread, but I would not be shocked if for some reason Jackson Arnold comes out there and just plays some ungodly lights out game, wins a game for Auburn, and then doesn't do anything the rest of that season.
Wow. Yeah, that would be possible for sure. All right, so all of us took Oklahoma, so we'll have to see. Yeah. Tulane plus 11-point fine at Ole Miss. I believe in, I don't know why, but I think Ole Miss is a little better this year on defense, so that's why I took them. They don't have Jackson Dart anymore, but I think Lane Kiffin knows how to coach offense, so that's why I took Ole Miss. What's you guys' reasoning for taking Tulane?
You took Tulane. Yeah.
I think Tulane, just the points. I don't think that Tulane wins this football game, but I think Tulane's a really good, solid team. I think they really are the G6-7 contender. They'll be there at the end. I think this is going to be a fairly close game. Just don't see it going over 2 touchdowns. So
it would have to be big. I think Ole Miss has something to prove. Whether they can do it or not, I don't know. But I think they have something to prove. Let's see, Michigan, right? Giving 2.5 to Nebraska, and I took Go Blue. I think Michigan. I love watching their freshman quarterback. He's so exciting. Him and the kid at Cal, very, very athletic. They make some rough, passes, but that's what you're going to get from a true freshman. So that's why I took Michigan.
This is going to be one of the biggest wins, in my view, in Nebraska Big Ten history. There hasn't been a lot of them.
Right.
Michigan's coming out there. There's something about this Nebraska team that I just like. Like Raiola, he's a year more experienced. They just have a little bit of juice to them this year. They've got some swagger, momentum. I just think this is the year they get these big wins. And they make a run at the Big Ten. I'm serious about that, guys. And I think that they get this one. I think they win this football game by 7 points or more.
Nebraska.
Yeah.
Wow.
I like Nebraska as well. And I'm going to tell Nebraska this. I ate Skyline chili because you couldn't cover against Cincinnati of all teams. So you owe me one, Nebraska. And I expect you to come out and play well on offense. And just for defense, just maybe make a few plays look like an actual Nebraska defense for once, for the love of God. And
that's asking a lot, Moen.
Yeah, I know I'm asking a lot for Nebraska to play defense, but again, immaturity from Bryce Underwood that we saw in that Oklahoma game.
Right.
I don't know, man. I mean, I get it. He's young, but kid might have a bad attitude, and I don't know. I think he can get frustrated easily.
Maybe. I mean, that's definitely possible. Let's get to our last pick, and then I'll do the super chats that have come through in this first half of the pick show. Let's see here. Illinois is getting 55 points.
No, 5.5.
Oh, 5.5. Oh,
55 would be nuts.
55 points. All right. 5.5. And I took the Fighting Illini. No, I thought I did. I took Indiana.
You took Indiana.
And I can't defend it at all. I think it was. I don't know. I thought I took Illinois, so it doesn't matter. Moen, tell us why about this game.
Listen, I think this is going to be a great game. I think this is going to be one of the games of the week, like the Backyard Brawl was last year.
Yeah.
Or not last year, last week. I think it's going to be back and forth, but man, I'm telling you guys, Illinois is going to make the playoffs as a Big Ten team.
Yeah,
they're going to be team number 3 or number 4 for the Big Ten in the college football playoff. Brett Bielema has done the impossible. He has actually rebuilt the program. We've seen so many coaches come and go there that we're going to rebuild the program. Brett did it. And I think Illinois wins this game, and I think they win big. I've got Illinois by 13.
Whoa!
Was that part of your parlay?
I've got Illinois in the parlay, and I've got the over in the parlay as well.
How many points?
I think it was 55 something.
Yeah, that's a lot of points, man.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be a close game, like for quarters 1, 2, and 3.
Right.
And then I think in the fourth quarter, I think Illinois is just going to wear them down and start.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. Do you have an opinion on this?
Yeah. Illinois has an interesting schedule coming up too. Like if they actually get this win, and Moen, that's a crazy, that's a big swing, especially where the spread is right now, favored for Indiana.
Yeah.
But they've got USC. This is Illinois. I'm just reading out their schedule. USC coming up, Ohio State coming up, and really after that, it's pretty manageable. So if you can lose one game versus Ohio State, or maybe 2 max, and maybe they really truly are a playoff contender. Give me Illinois. They seem to have all the momentum. The Duke game was an impressive game, although no one in Duke showed up to that game.
Yeah, I'm not sure Duke has a football program this year.
This is kind of like, for me, this is kind of like a prove it game. Like a lot of people are saying Utah, Texas Tech, you haven't played really anybody prove it and everything. I'm looking to see really who is going to prove it on the field. Illinois, Indiana coming up. And if it's Illinois, then it's time to get the hype train on them.
Let's go. All right. So we're through the first half of our picks for week 4. Let's get to some super chats so everybody knows we're listening to them. OPD Don, again, valuable member of the College Football Mafia family, $5 super chat. It's getting expensive to call from the county jail. Hello, anybody there?
Oh, I think Opie may have heard too much of this.
What are you doing? You need to pile on the kid.
How do you do that to him, Moen? How do you do that to him?
You're a bully, Moen. Sometimes you're a bully. Kenneth Maynor, another valuable member of the College Football Mafia family, representing the East Carolina Pirates, $10 super chat. P4 schools that have lost at ECU, UNC, North Carolina State, Duke, Wake, South Carolina, UVA, Virginia Tech, West Virginia, Missouri, BYU did lose there, Syracuse, Miami, Pitt, Houston, TCU, UCF, Cincinnati, and Louisville. Walk the plank, go Pirates. And I would just say this. I think this game's going to be a fantastic, fun game to watch. And, ECU's got everything to play for. It's all in front of them.
How do you think this game goes while we have the super chat up? Ken's going to want to know the breakdown of it, too. Why don't you give him a little summary?
Yeah, if BYU rushes for 150 yards, they win. So it's pretty simple. BYU's defense is elite. It's as good as Utah's. And you don't want to run through the Big 12 to go through some of the best defenses in the country. Eastern Carolina put up 38 points last week, and their opponent scored 0. So we know that they can play defense. We know that their offense can score points. At the end of the day, BYU's defense is going to do the work. It's going to come down to the offense. And if LJ Martin, if he can't get to 150, or at least as a team, they can't get to 150 yards on the ground, that tells me that Bear Bachmeier spent a lot of time running for his life. So that's what it's going to come down to, is that rushing stat. I would just say, Kenneth, I think ECU is a fantastic school and brand. They play everybody. Been very, very cool to watch them over the years. So wish nothing but luck to the school that you represent.
Nice.
Yeah, I will say this: ECU is a fantastic. They're just one of those teams that upsets a lot of people. He's right.
Yeah, for sure.
Listen, BYU, man, that offense. Do they get caught this week? Do they get caught?
Who's next week? Is it bye?
No, Colorado.
But let me play this little sounder for this is an ECU sounder, the closest I have.
You're telling me there's a chance.
You need to do something from Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh my gosh. Were you saying something before I move on to the next?
I think Bachmeier needs to keep it clean, right?
Yeah.
One turnover max, and then run the football and play defense to get out of this one. Man, I hate this game though. This is kind of like going to Wyoming.
It is.
This is
a trap game.
Yeah. This is what I mean. You're going cross country playing a team that's kind of hot right now that has a lot of explosion offensively. It's tough. Just control the game, run the ball, play defense.
BYU's getting rid of these games. They're buying out of most of them, but this one and the Wyoming game last year, they just couldn't get out of, for whatever reason. So, anyway, should be a good game. That's at 5 Eastern tomorrow, or is it 7 Eastern, 5 Mountain? Somebody check the time. Kenneth, would you mind putting the game time in the chat so everybody knows when they can catch that game? It's on ESPN2, so we should have some pretty good numbers if depending on the competition. Thanks for the super chat, Ken. Stormy Cyclone checks in with another $5 super chat saying thoughts on KU ASU playing in London. Giving up a home game in September is not ideal. I'm not a fan of the overseas games. Teams come out of those in not great shape. Florida State ate dirt. Kansas State is currently eating dirt. I don't know why. It's just a money grab to go overseas, but I think it's dangerous, especially if you lose that game. It's easy to lose momentum. So that's my opinion about it. What do you guys think?
Hate it, right? Like you just nailed it. Why is this game played at the beginning of the year, not as a bowl game?
I know.
Go for it as a bowl game, like something that doesn't really matter. But your season's wrecked if you lose.
Yep.
We've seen enough of this. You're a K-State, Florida State, like your season's freaking wrecked.
Yeah.
And so I don't like it at all. I wouldn't want to play in it. I wouldn't want to give up wouldn't want to give up a home game to sacrifice it. So not a big fan.
Moen.
Listen, I understand if you're a Kansas fan or an Arizona State fan why you hate this. But as a Big 12 fan, this is part of Brett Yormark's plan to extend the Big 12 conference.
It is.
Into new markets.
It's true.
London, the NFL games they've had in London have been very well attended. There are passionate fans over there just looking to have a pint and watch some American football. So I totally get it. If you're a Kansas fan, if you're an Arizona State fan, you hate this. But if you're a Big 12 fan, this is why you're paying Brett Yormark the big bucks.
And I will say this, the strategy could be working. What we're not seeing is what the engagement is on the back end, right? All we're seeing is teams. And at the end of the day, as we know, it's not just about your football team. It's about the program and everything else that goes around the Big 12. So, yeah, I don't know. Just a follow up on the BYU game. They play at 7:30 Eastern on ESPN2. So that's tomorrow night. Hopefully Utah will have won that game, right?
I'm hoping so. We're very sullen if we lose.
I want you to. I'm torn. Well, I would always love Utah to lose. I want Utah to be undefeated when they play BYU. I want that game to be a monster game, the Holy War game. and see if we can convince them to put it at the end of the season.
If Utah and BYU happen to make their way undefeated going into that Week 7 game, you would think that game day would show
Game
up.
day, yeah.
It would be absolutely mammoth.
I agree with you. Yeah, I mean, you're chasing money at that point. I don't see.
You got to win, though.
Yeah,
got to win tomorrow.
All right, let's go to the second half of our picks. We got.
I got to give a sounder to Stormy Cyclone.
Oh, go ahead. Yes, of course.
But I want to put this comment for Vox Quindaro up when I do it. Brits are going to see our Jayhawk and go, "Oh, you guys, how many miles can a Jayhawk fly with a coconut? That is the question you must ask."
Look, you stupid bastard! You've got no arms left. Yes, I have. Oh, just a fish wound.
You gotta love Holy Grail, man.
Yep.
All right, now let's get to our next pick. This is why this game is being picked, Moen. Why?
Okay.
Nobody's gonna pick Florida.
Well, now listen. The Florida stuff has moved. The line has moved to benefit Florida a little bit. It's a rivalry. It's a rivalry game. It's a rivalry game. Last week, nobody was picking West Virginia to beat Pitt.
I did.
I know we did.
I think I did too.
The overwhelming money in Las Vegas.
I've never picked.
Was on Pitt. Was on Pitt, and I think West Virginia showed that rivalry games. Funny things happen in rivalry games. So SEC versus ACC. Here we go. Let's take a look at it.
I think Miami's going to beat the brakes off them.
I agree with you. I think Miami's going to beat the brakes off of them. But again, it's a rivalry game. It's one of those weird games where you don't know what's going to happen.
Carson Beck has turned it around. He's only had 2 interceptions max in his games, and that would have been the difference for Georgia making it to the semifinals or the finals last year. Was his interceptions. So if he can keep that number down, Miami's going to be extremely good. So
I'm with you. Miami seems to me, after watching the eye test, tells me they're possibly the best team in the nation.
Quite possible.
Like, I'm serious about that, guys. And I think they're going to freaking drill Florida.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Here it comes down for me. It comes down to DJ Lagway. I mean, you can't go throwing 5 interceptions in a game and expect to win.
Yeah.
But this is another one of those games where, look, man, I wouldn't be shocked if Florida pulled off the upset.
Okay.
And they give Billy Napier another extension.
That would be a disaster if you're a UF fan. On the same page, while we picked all Miami, everybody picked TCU. They're giving SMU 6.5, but it could be 10, and it's still not going to be enough. TCU is going to put up a lot of points. I'm not sure if they can play defense, but TCU is going to put up a lot of points, and SMU doesn't have the horses this year. So, yeah, I'm not sure we'll see SMU in picks the rest of the season. You guys want to say anything about SMU?
Don't think that we've ever had 2 rows of full everybody's on the same
I think that's
page.
the first time
That's
I've
amazing.
seen that. Yeah.
I will say this. I took TCU and I took the over. I think this is going to be high points.
Right. What was the over on that?
It was 60 something, I believe.
Okay. Yeah. It's gonna be
but
big number.
I could easily see this being like a 59-48 game
maybe
for TCU. That these teams are just good. Hoover. I mean, I think Hoover is. I said the other week. I think he might be the best quarterback in the Big 12.
He is not, Moan. Come on.
Listen,
man.
the guy throws a very pretty ball. He drops it in the breadbasket.
I like Baron Morton.
That.
If you were to ask me today who the best quarterback is in the league, I think it's Baron Morton.
I mean,
I think
if he gets through Utah tomorrow, you're going to start hearing Heisman talk.
Yeah, I think you're right about that, Nate. If he beats Utah, you'll hear the Heisman talk.
I think statistically at the end of the season, Hoover for TCU is going to have the best statistics of any quarterback.
And their team's going to be what, 7-5?
No, I think they're actually. I think they're going to compete for the Big 12 championship.
Yeah, I'm not sure what their record's going to be, but my point is those usually go to teams that are winning. And if Baron Morton beats BYU and Utah, they're in the playoff. So
here. Can I bring something up real quick, Bob?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, of course.
Stormy Cyclone wants to know if Utah loses, is
No,
Stormy Cyclone,
Utes
I'm
never
going to be
said
sad enough. Why would I eat that
Yeah,
stuff
no.
too, man?
Ute doesn't need to bet like that. He won't do it.
That was
gonna be rough.
I went to an Asian market yesterday.
Okay.
Yesterday, went to an Asian market. I tried to obtain some ass fruit. We were going to do it as the overtime goal for tonight.
Oh my gosh.
Do you know how much that stuff costs?
I don't even know what it is, so no,
It's
I have
durian.
no idea.
It's durian from Malaysia.
I still don't know. What
$169.
That's stupid. Why?
Because
people are obsessed with it, and
it's
They
people
love
will
it.
buy it.
That's insane.
But yeah, I'm still gonna try and find some and try it. But
okay.
somebody was telling me you can get it at Costco for like
There you
$70.
go. $169. You buy it at Asian Market, 45 cents at Costco. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes it.
Well, it's like $70 at Costco too. But
I'm just
you know.
teasing. I don't know anything about it, so I'm just making fun. West Virginia is getting 13.5.
Sorry, guys.
Kansas.
Sorry to jump in. I just got to address this right here.
Please do. Yeah.
This is actually really funny. Actually, Big Lubbock, Red Man Chew.
Man, that's been a minute since I've seen that. They still make that?
I have no idea.
I don't know either.
I don't think that it would go well if
Copenhagen
I
and
had
Red
Chew
Man,
on this big freaking frat issue. I'm just
Yeah.
I'm telling you. But I'll bet, you know what? If someone can throw out something worthwhile that you want to bet on this game and everything, so there's a little incentive both ways, then I would consider making a bet for this game. I'm not saying that's a lock or anything. It's going to be an epic football game, but this is pretty funny and creative. Red Man Shoe is pretty funny. I don't know what it would do to me. I really
it's
don't.
nasty. Don't do it. It's nasty.
I've got an idea, you. How about however many points Texas Tech wins by, you have to eat that many flour tortillas.
Dude, that's disgusting, man. No.
They're flour tortillas. They're delicious.
Like flour tortillas on a big freaking Friday show?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't care.
We got to make it more reasonable.
Okay, let's put some time into
21
it.
somehow, right? I'm done.
All right,
Let's
we'll
everybody start
figure it out.
thinking of ideas. Moen watching the comments.
What do I get out of this too? Come on, man. Like, what if Utah wins? What do you guys do?
I'm not doing anything. I'm not the one saying I bet. I'm not betting against Utah. Are you kidding me? That's crazy. So everybody took West Virginia in the points except for Moen and Ute.
Mm-hmm.
So I just told you why I took them is the points. Why do you guys think this is the game for Jaden Daniels?
Moen, do you mind doing the Jayhawk squawk?
No,
yeah, get it out.
I think KU's really good, actually. And I think Missouri is good. And West Virginia, after that big win, emotional letdown, going on the road to KU, I think that it's just going to be a big day for the Jayhawks. I see them winning maybe by 21 points in this football game, just largely because of the lack of offense for West Virginia and the emotional letdown after the Pitt game.
Very possible. Moen?
I agree 100% on the emotional letdown. I will also add that, no disrespect to West Virginia, and I love saying that because I'm going to disrespect West Virginia right after I said it. I think Pitt lost that game more than West Virginia won that game.
Well, they gave away a big lead.
They gave away a lead. They were constantly in the red zone of West Virginia. Yes, kudos to West Virginia for stopping them, but there was a lot of luck and a lot of, last-minute heroics that went into that.
Rich Rod's a couple years away, I think.
Right. I think Kansas is a much better finisher than Pitt. And I love their quarterback, and I think he's going to, get some good runs off. And, I like Kansas. I do think they cover.
And I took West Virginia in the points. That's about as far as that goes. UNC, I asked Moen why we're picking this game, but UNC is getting 6.5 at UCF. Everybody took UCF except for Becky and Pickles. Somebody, did anybody watch that opening game with UNC and TCU? They are inept. They can't tackle. They don't know assignments. It's easily the worst coach team I've seen in a very long time, since Colorado before Dion. I don't know how they win any. They might win 3 more games this season. So I would never take UNC unless they maybe had 14 points. So I think UCF's improved as well. So
I don't think UCF's really any good. I agree with you that UNC stinks, and Belichick disrespects UCF by calling them Central for no good reason. Like,
yeah,
Belichick, like, he doesn't have Tom Brady anymore. He can't say that kind of stuff. That adds so much juice and everything.
right.
At UCF, it's going to be a hornet's nest. They're going to be ticked off. It's a big game for UCF. Like, I just don't see UNC winning that football game. I think it's a 7-point game for UCF. Close.
Okay. Moen?
I agree. I think it's going to be right at 7, maybe 9 points. But the reason it's Big 12 versus ACC, there
Big
you
12's
go.
winning those matchups, by the way.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Does the ACC actually represent itself strongly against the Big 12? We've had this constant bickering in the offseason about ACC versus Big 12. Who's the better conference?
Now we have data.
Now you have games that are actually out there.
People actually have to play games.
UCF, who was a G6 program just a few years ago, going up against the mighty North Carolina with Bill Belichick and Jordan. And,
Is Jordan playing? Isn't he hurt?
No, Jordan is his girlfriend.
Oh, no. What's the freshman quarterback? He got hurt in the TCU game. Is he still out?
I don't know. I don't know. But
before I bet on that, I would look that up.
Yeah, I don't think it matters. I still like UCF by at least a touchdown, but maybe 9.
Okay. Last one. We'll get through these because I know people want to listen to the other stuff that we've keyed up. Let's see here. That would be Arkansas coming off of their AD begging for money. He did everything but make himself blind and hold out a tin dish saying, I need money. Playing against a Memphis team who's motivated. All of us took Arkansas. I think Arkansas, the team, is actually not too bad this year. And I think that I don't think Memphis is that good. So you combine those two things, and I think Arkansas goes away with this. Moen, what do you think?
I'm taking Memphis. I think Ryan Silverfield, as we mentioned it a little bit on the take on Wednesday, he's a big candidate for some of these coaching jobs. And I think he's done an excellent job at Memphis. And I think Memphis pulls off the upset. This is at Memphis. Arkansas is giving 7.5. So I can see Arkansas maybe only winning by 7, but I think Memphis outright wins this game. Wow. I like Memphis. I think Memphis beats Arkansas, and then they can ask for even more money because they couldn't defeat Memphis.
Jeez.
They said, and I'm sure the excuse will be once this happens is, well, Arkansas doesn't have a FedEx.
That's a ridiculous thing, though.
I agree.
You're a school that's been playing football for well over 100 years. You have an alumni base that is just 750,000 or more than that. It doesn't make any sense that they turn around and they cry poverty. They're getting all the money from the SEC. They don't have to give that money to anybody like UCLA does. And they've been in the SEC or the Southwest Conference the entire time. It's not like they've ever been relegated. So in my opinion, what this shows is two things. One, this AD might not be an AD much longer, at least at Arkansas. And two, it riled up Arkansas boosters. Everybody's pissed about it, and it could actually work in a negative way for them, and they'll get more money just because they don't like the embarrassment of people calling themselves poor. So that's what I think is going to happen.
With this game, I don't think it has much to do with really like the financial situation in Arkansas. I realize the noise. I just think Talon Green's the best player on the field.
He's good.
In my view, I think that Arkansas is more talented. They're going to be more physical. And it's just the same thing like with BYU going to ECU or Utah going to Wyoming and stuff. Like going to Memphis is tough. It's always going to be tough. This is a tough pick at 7.5. It's really kind of, for me, it's a pick 'em. Go either way and stuff. I just feel like going with the talent. I'll go with the talent. So give me Arkansas.
I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Moen. Now, those are our picks for tonight. We're on to week 4, everybody. And this is an exciting time, especially around here at the College Football Mafia. Make sure you're following us on Twitter, subscribe on YouTube. Give us a thumbs up. Let us know how we're doing. Leave a comment or suggestion. We read those. Moen reads them religiously. and get involved. We ask for people to get involved, ask good questions. If you see people in the comment section that are asking honest questions, give an honest answer. Let's treat each other with a little more respect than maybe we've seen out in the world. We appreciate every one of you, and we're all three very grateful for everything you've done for us and our channel and our team. So thank you so much for that. So if you're on X, do us a favor, jump over to YouTube. You don't have to do the full switch. Just open up a new window and hit the subscribe button. We'd love to have you. We got 2 super chats, I think only 2, and then we will get to the topic of conversation for this big freaking Friday. To Town Hawk, again, member of the College Football Mafia family, and we appreciate it. $5 super chat. Grandpa Simpson, I'll be in the cold ground before I recognize Missouri. Should be KU sound. Please pray for mom's toe amputation to go well. Holy cow.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely deserves prayers.
Prayers for her toe, and I will get that sounder. I do love that sound. Why is there only 47 stars on this flag? It'll be a cold ground.
What is this from? I don't know.
This is from The Simpsons.
Oh,
Grandpa
okay.
Simpson has an American flag that only has like 47 stars. And
okay.
They questioned him on. He said, "Be a cold ground before I recognize Missouri."
Okay,
So.
I got you. Thank you so much to Town Hawk. You want to give him a sounder?
Yeah, you know what? I don't know. Do I have Kansas Sounder song on here yet? We do the Jayhawk squawk so often.
Give him the squawk.
Hey, how about sucking?
No, not that.
Yeah, that one. Do that one. We got to pander sometimes.
Okay. Well, look.
They've been sucking you and sucking you and sucking you. They've been sucking you and sucking you and sucking you. They've been sucking you.
All-time classic by the Wild Youth right there.
You're sick of it. I get it.
Thank you so much to Town Hawk. We appreciate you. And then OP Don, a $10 super chat. Opie's also a member of the College Football Mafia family. I just want to let everybody know the reason I know that is because right next to his name, there's an S in that little circle. That's how we know they're members. And we really, really appreciate all of our member stuff. Moen, I'm going to let you preview review last member video you just did, but let's get to this first. You should put some as fruit on flour tortilla while washing it down with MD 2020. That just sounds like death. Follow closely with a bowl of Skyline chili. Ring, 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 ring. Hello, anybody there? OPD Don still trying to make calls out of the penitentiary.
That is
come on.
That is unique.
I don't even know what to say.
It is unique. That's the right word, too.
Well, here we go. We'll do a little sounder for you.
MD 2020, or as it's known, Mad Dog. I mean, you can even say that this is like the Kool-Aid Man sweat if he was running the meth lab.
That's so nasty. And I can't believe you guys drank whole bottles. That's just
wasn't
crazy.
bad. Wasn't bad. I'm not going to say I enjoyed it, but it wasn't bad.
Not enjoyed.
I'm not going to say I enjoyed it,
but it wasn't bad.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Opie. I really, really appreciate it. Okay, we're at the top of the hour. We have gotten our picks and reviews from week 3 completed. So if you're joining us now, we are now on to the second half of our Big Freaking Friday shows, which usually involves a bit of arguing. Maybe people get emotional. Just don't take it personal. We love each other. And we'll go through those things, and it's not that big a deal. But some of these topics are very emotional. You're going to have emotional comments. I encourage everybody to continue to leave comments in the comment section. If you want your comment to be read going forward, it'll have to be a super chat the second half of the show because I've already got 100 comments already marked. So we appreciate you. But if you want your opinion heard, guaranteed, you'll have to make it a super chat. Okay, I'm going to give you however long you want to take to talk about why you think Utah deserves in the Big Ten, and not just deserves to be in the Big Ten, but because of all this reporting, again, I love these reports, that they might be higher pick, a 20 or a 21 or a 22, instead of what I've always said, which is a 23, 24, 25. Kansas and Utah, I don't think get it higher than 23, but that's my opinion. So go ahead.
I've got something to share with you guys. I don't know how in depth you guys want to go on this, but I can go as deep as you want to.
Let's ask Moen because he's doing a members video.
Now I am going to cut that sound effect of you saying I can go as deep as you
Stop
want to.
it, Mo, you suck so bad.
You got to mark
you
that
suck
one.
so bad.
We're time stamping that at about the hour mark.
Okay.
That'll be on the soundboard next week.
You got to be kidding me, Mo.
I love it, Moen. Good job. Moen, I asked you
by all means, go as deep as you want. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead. You have a question, Nate?
No. I wanted you to finish what you were saying.
I was just, yeah. Go as deep as you want, you.
All right, there you go, you.
Okay. Are you guys ready? And I plan, eventually to make a video out of this too, but I'm gonna bring up some material, okay, that I've been prepping.
Okay.
It's right on topic. Moen, you brought this topic up, okay? Big Ten expansion twist, Utah and Kansas suddenly in play. This is going to be on Utah's case for the Big Ten, okay? Utah's case for the Big Ten is the Big Ten next, okay? Let's go through this exercise. Let Professor Wild Ute guide you through the pros and cons of Utah as a Big Ten candidate. We'll talk about it. We'll give more context after. We'll talk about KU. Let's get into it. Let me rant. Let's go. First off, let's look at the competition. Okay, let's look at the competition. Nate mentioned Utah's probably sitting in spot 23 or 24, which he could be right? Like, I mean, is it spot 21, 22, 23, 24, 25? We don't know that. That's what we're discussing, and that's going to be huge with Utah actually having a chance to get into the Big Ten Conference. But we need to outline the players. The real players that would possibly have a shot at getting into the Big Ten, the competition to get into the Big Ten, you could think about it. In the Big 12, the Kansas Jayhawks are the number one main competition. Arizona State Sun Devils have been talked about a lot. It makes a lot of sense. The current noise isn't on the Sun Devils, nor the Colorado Buffaloes, or the Arizona Wildcats. But all these schools are AAU. They're from the Pac-12 outside of KU. And they all have some type of mention, at least, to the Big Ten Conference. That is the Big 12 competition with Utah for the Big Ten Conference. Moving on, this wire it gets much greater here. ACC plus Notre Dame. This is really where the crux is. Who's going to get into the Big Ten Conference? It's going to be one of these schools, or a couple of these schools, or a combo of these schools with the Big 12 ones that we just saw. It's going to be Notre Dame if Notre Dame wants it. It's going to be North Carolina if North Carolina wants it. It's going to be Virginia if Virginia wants it. It perhaps could be Miami, Stanford, who's had serious noise over the past, Georgia Tech, of course, Florida State, the crown jewel realignment. Clemson's kind of losing some momentum. Duke, who knows, Virginia Tech, and Cal. Outlining the foundation and everything, Utah's competition for a few spots is amongst all these schools in the Big 12 and the ACC. That's laying the land here. So before I move on, any disagreements, guys, with like the competition for Utah and Kansas and getting into the Big Ten?
No. I think, and adding Utah and Kansas to that other Big 12 side would help. If people are watching this out of context, they might think that you're not counting those two schools. And obviously those two schools are very much in the mix.
So yeah, KU is in this thing, but Utah, this presentation is for Utah's case. So Utah, throw Utah in there. Good point.
There's I apologize. You had Kansas. My bad. I didn't see him there. He mixed into the background.
It's all good. So we're going to get more pointed now on the Utes, okay? And like this is a real analysis on how I see it, the pros and cons. Let's look at the advantages, okay? And the key advantages. Utah's a cultural fit. Big Ten values, research focused, AAU. The institution aligns so much with the Pac-12 schools. Pac-12 aligned with Big Ten. That's why they have the friendship. It's a really easy fit as far as culturally. Utah going to the Big Ten Conference. Again, AAU. Big Ten, they can say all they want that they don't care about AAU unless it's Notre Dame or whatever. We all know that's going to be a huge swing factor at the end of the day. But looking at some other advantages, look, Utah is one of the fastest growing states, markets in the nation, number 1 or 2, depending on what you look like. Idaho's right up there too, but Utah's much bigger than Idaho. So it's just growing really rapidly. Utah also brings a strong football program, a passionate fan base. As we can see with this game tomorrow, you'll see it on TV. It's going to be absolutely bonkers and nuts. So I think we all know that. These 4 things are seriously key advantages for the Utes. We're going to go into some more too when this finishes out. So there's some more nuanced advantages. Big one right here, okay? Maintains a good relationship with the Pac-12 schools. You have that tie, especially with USC. USC is going to have a lot of sway in a realignment decision. USC always does. They're in the Big Ten now. If they want Utah, they will have the biggest voice in the Western pod, for sure, in my opinion, to advocate for a school like Utah. If they want them in, then Oregon, Washington, and UCLA will eventually, in my view, align with USC because they get what they want through the brand. So also looking at geographic bridge to the west, it actually reduces travel for a lot of the schools and makes for pod scheduling in the west, in the mountain time zone, for Utah to be right there, right smack, basically in between LA and all the rest of the Big Ten. That's where Utah is. That's where Salt Lake City is. You have the mountain time zone. It's a new time zone. You already have the Pacific. You have the Eastern, Central. You can slam all the time zones. You get the mountain time zone. You can add more late games if you want to. And this is a big one. There's going to be no political barriers in Utah. Look, Utah State's not going to put up a fight. If Utah goes to the Big Ten, BYU is a private school. They can't put up a fight. So Utah basically has a clean path in. They don't have a lockjaw like Virginia schools or the North Carolina schools. So there's a lot of advantages you can see, and more we'll talk about it for Utah and why it makes sense. But there are disadvantages as well and limitations. And I just being straight up about the limitations with Utah Big Ten. Utah, as far as the media contract goes right now, if you're just looking at the media deal and you're saying, hey, does a school meet that $80 to $100 million bar? In my view, Utah does not meet that. I don't think anyone's going to say Utah meets that. Is it a half? Is it 3/4? I don't know exactly where they would measure up, but they are not accretive in my point of view at this point in time. So in other words, adding Utah would have to be at a reduced rate to make it worthwhile media contract size for the Big Ten. And so that's just something to consider. Salt Lake City is number 27 market in the DMA nationally. It's a mid-sized market. It's not a top 5 market, not a top 10 like LA. Basketball's been down for a long time. Limited.
That's a problem too.
Brand.
Yeah,
it's going to be
basketball back.
They're curing it with Alex Jensen this year. There's a lot of actually momentum with that.
Yeah.
But right now, and in the last 10 years, it stunk, guys. The basketball brand stunk. And then we'd like to talk about endowments all the time. Utah's a smaller endowment compared to a lot of Big Ten peers. And so you want to look at the limitations. These are the 4 biggest ones in my view. So just to do, I'm not going to go any more deep inside this. And I just wanted to kind of outline everything.
Yep.
Well, why don't you opine too now, after kind of breaking out some of the advantages, disadvantages for adding the Utes? Why are they attracted to the Big Ten?
Well, I'll talk a little bit about it. Again, just so you guys know, stretch goal tonight. We hit the stretch goal.
Yeah,
we do
hit
overtime. And we're going to do the Moen confidential video that was originally scheduled for Thursday. We're going to do it live.
Let's go.
Building with big blocks. And you can see the blocks there because that is actually the key reason why Utah and Kansas keep getting mentioned, have recently become mentioned as Big Ten candidates. Again. I want to make this very clear. We are not saying that Kansas and Utah are joining the Big Ten.
Definitely not.
We are saying that they are being mentioned within Big Ten circles. And talked about, and there's good reasons why, but we got to keep some things in mind. North Carolina and Virginia, that still has to be settled, guys. Nobody's going anywhere into the Big Ten until North Carolina and Virginia make their decision. Now, once North Carolina and Virginia make their decision, I think that's going to determine who goes where ultimately. And I think, as of right now, I believe North Carolina and Virginia do go to the SEC. I just believe everything has lined up that way. At this point, we talked about this last week. We actually mentioned Kansas last week in overtime. Ute and I spent probably about 45 minutes talking about Kansas as a Big Ten cultural fit. Is Utah a Big Ten cultural fit? Well, the answer to that is no.
Really?
But But I will also say this: USC is not a Big Ten cultural fit. UCLA is not a Big Ten cultural fit.
Yeah.
Oregon is not a Big Ten cultural fit. Washington,
definitely. Washington is.
Washington's probably the closest,
Washington
but they're
is.
still a West Coast team.
Right.
And that's 4 votes out there. They do have votes. They are a block. And to get their 4 votes, maybe they want something in return. And you has mentioned it. USC is very pro Utah. Why they are pro Utah, I don't know. I don't have any sources at USC that could fill me in on that. Could you fill us in on why USC is so pro Utah?
They had a really good working relationship when they were in the Pac-12. I think that USC respected Utah for what they were and what they brought. But there's not another clear connection. It's not like there was like a lot of trading grad programs or anything that I'm aware of USC to Utah. So it's a little bit of a mystery too.
Okay.
Outside of just the juice that there was there between the football.
I would just say that Utah, it does fit the Big Ten profile, but it doesn't fit the Big Ten money profile in any way, shape, or form. So I think, except for Oregon, they would have the smallest endowment. Their attendance, the school isn't super big, although it's getting bigger. So I agree that you took away my, what are you doing? I want to hit that back.
Oh, I guess that.
Yeah,
I was outlining your limitations, Bomber.
I know what you're doing right now. So this is a math problem for me. The math problem is how many teams go. Thank you, Moen. I heard the sounder. How many teams deep does the Big Ten go if there is further consolidation? And we think there will be further consolidation. What that looks like, though, it might be told by the Virginia and North Carolina Board of Trustees. I don't know what's going to be the tipping point. Maybe it's Notre Dame. But just on this list, you could count there's at least 7 if you don't count Notre Dame as a guarantee as one of the ACC. And Cal, you could easily drag into there. I think Kansas is behind all of them. I think Kansas is behind Cal. I think Kansas is behind Stanford. And if Kansas is behind, then I think Utah's even further behind. So it's not that they're not on a list, and it's not that people aren't talking about them. All those things are true. That has never been something I've used as an explanation for my opinion. My opinion is, and you said it, they don't meet the money profile. They are not worth a half share. And
they're worth a half share,
Utah,
but they're not worth a full share. I don't
even think it's a half share.
So you're saying that Utah's not worth $40 million?
$50 million is when
they're making 80 to 100. Like, I disagree with that. Like, we can.
Oh, no.
If Utah's going to take a prorated share to make that worthwhile,
if the number
is an issue.
If the number is 80 million, no, that's not my point. My point isn't you bring a school in and they take less of a share. That's not the storyline. The storyline is, where does eventually the Big Ten make their money back? It's one thing to not pay out a bunch of money. That's not the same as we're making more money by bringing this school in. There's
Just think about this. If you had a 7-year media contract, Utah was at prorated share for 7 years with the growth in the market over 10, 12 years. I think that you get it there. I think you basically just, you kind of evolve into being. But
it doesn't beat these brands that are up here. Not one of these brands is Utah ahead of.
Cal, Virginia Tech, Duke.
They're at the bottom. I'm talking about the top 7. Yeah, I think Georgia Tech, we've proven over time, Georgia Tech.
You've got to consider SEC is going to eat too. SEC is going to eat a lot of these schools up.
SEC's not taking Georgia Tech. They're not taking Stanford. They're not taking Cal.
The Cal.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, I just want to get it very clear. It's not that that Utah or any of these schools isn't worth the money that they're making. I'm looking farther down the road, and if the next media deal for the Big Ten is another 6 years, and Utah comes in at half a share, at what point do they start making that money back? In other words, why are they subsidizing bringing a school in that doesn't fit? Rutgers and Maryland is Moen's example. That was 15 years ago, though. I think the money has completely changed, and we're in a different universe than we were back in 2010, 2011. And I don't think those analogs count. I don't think Rutgers or Maryland today get picked up. If they were going in today, neither one of those schools would be added to the Big Ten.
I agree with that.
So if that's the case, then why are we imagining this rosier outcome with the schools that we currently would have on the market?
I'm going to go back to something that I said before that I think gets lost all the freaking time, and that's massive here, is the geographic bridge, guys. Like, I'm serious about this. Like, this isn't a joke, right? Like,
is a good thing.
It's just a hedge against like the travel issues, like the Olympic sports, the costs that the LA schools have to go through. It's a hedge to protect your investment. And so that's one way to think of it. But I think that's a bigger, and that's probably why USC wants it so bad. It's like, hey, let's get another school that's out here in the West.
They want you over ASU. They want you over.
They do.
Oh,
they do.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I'm sorry, that's hard to accept. And I get
it's not hard to
BYU
accept.
fan, it's very hard to accept.
It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with, I think ASU is a much bigger brand, and it's measurable today.
Through viewership or what measure?
Everything, the entire calculus. If Utah
10 years and see viewership who beats
it's not that, but it's not just viewership, Mute. There's branding there. There's legacy. There's schools that have worked together for decades versus somebody they've known for a cup of coffee.
ASU can't even sell out a stadium.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that's a different thing. All right, I've made my point. I just want to make sure everybody understands that there are more things involved than just saying I'll take a half share, I'll take a third share, and over a few years you'd get that. I say that money system is broken, and I just look at Maryland and Rutgers and say that wouldn't happen again, and that's all I need to see. So I just don't want that to get lost in everything we're talking about. All right, I'm done. So you guys can go.
Okay. I'm going to mess with the slides a little bit here, but as soon as I can find, there we go. It's important to remember Utah is competing with Colorado, Arizona State, and Cal. The Big Ten is still going to grab two of these ACC schools. Schools 19 and 20 are going to be ACC schools.
More than likely.
More than likely.
Yep.
And there's two top candidates. Florida State has made inroads. They just got the Tallahassee Medical Center deal done this week to buy the hospital. They want to have a learning hospital in Tallahassee.
Is it on campus? Or is it like a Nebraska situation where
Nebraska situation is that it's not on campus. Nebraska's problem is it's in another town completely.
Okay. I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
I think that they would consider just the fact that it's in Tallahassee, that it's legitimate. But when we're talking about Kansas and Utah, we're not talking about them taking slots 19 and 20.
No, we're not.
And when we're talking about Utah specifically, they're not competing with Kansas. Utah, Arizona State, Arizona, Colorado, Cal.
Yeah.
The West Coast block, the four teams that are there, they want their say. They want to have some skin in the game. They want another West Coast team. And you is right. USC, from the reporting we're hearing, wants Utah for some reason. I don't understand it, Bomber. I don't.
I find it hard to believe. I don't buy into rumors.
I don't understand what the appeal is for USC in Utah. But
they recruited the crap out of Utah.
Yeah.
In the Pac-12 era, they're no longer in recruiting in Utah.
I hear you, but
Utah's
what is
Utah's
what is Utah's rank in recruiting? It's not that
great. I wish it was better. I mean, my school would be better off.
But I mean,
I want
there's
some better.
Regardless, I'm not going to get in a pissing match about it. There is some reason that USC wants Utah, and I don't know what it is.
Okay.
Do not know what it is, but it's very important. Utah and Kansas are not competing for a spot. That's not going to be either Utah or Kansas. Utah is competing with a spot with these other West Coast schools.
Right.
Those four schools want to add a fifth West Coast school. This all goes back to Oh, go ahead and do super chats.
Yeah, and then you can go again, Moan.
Yep.
Jackson Johnson, contributor extraordinaire. Somebody at Voice of College Football has a great Alabama show. We appreciate you, Jackson. $2 super chat saying note to self. Let's get College Football Mafia to 10,000 subs. Thank you, Jackson. Yes, let's go. If you're new watching, and there are a bunch of you, well over 150 people watching on YouTube, you're not all OGs. So if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and let us know how we're doing. Thank you. Great to see you, Jackson. To Town Hawk, second screen are much uglier teams. I guess he's talking about the games tonight.
He's talking about
he likes those
ACC
Big 12
squad.
teams right there, especially his Jayhawks.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you to Town Hawk. Kenneth Maynard again. These are all member chats, by the way. $5 super chat saying BYU is donating. Yeah, I was going to mention this. Thank you, Kenneth. BYU is donating to ECU's Purple Pantry through a food and item drive. Let's see. Classy and generous. BYU fans in the tailgate lot. Let's see. Tailgate lot. Come over for some classic North Carolina barbecue. Yeah, BYU does that everywhere they travel. They go and they usually do like food items that you can't get if you're poor. It's difficult, like things that you get out of like, I don't know, in your bathroom, stuff like that. They try to bring those things to people that don't have them. So it is a classy thing. For sure. To Town Hawk again, $2 super chat. He's paying for the privilege. We appreciate it. Gundy is under so much stress, his hair self-permed. What's the score of that game, guys?
Oh, tell me that Oklahoma State's.
What's the score?
See here. The NCAFF. Last I saw, I think it was 16-3 Tulsa over Oklahoma
You've got
State.
to be kidding me. It's halftime.
No, it's halftime 16-3 still. Yep. And Iowa and Rutgers are tied at 21. Oh, boy.
Ryan Willie, again, with his super chat. Thank you so much, Ryan, OG member of the College Football Mafia family. I'd rather have KU over Utah. You've been in the social media verse around this topic since it really started to bubbled up again from 3 years ago. It bubbled up just before the summer started. Are you hearing one or the other?
I think that they're both getting some steam for different reasons, as Moan's mentioned. I think Moan's pretty nails on this. KU offers a basketball brand and good investment. They're AAU. They check a lot of boxes. Their drawbacks are market size, football historically and stuff. So they're certainly not an accretive member either. No way, and so Utah and KU are kind of in the same boat. But oddly enough, Utah and KU are kind of similar too in a lot of ways. The more you kind of look at those two and everything, because they do have a lot of likenesses and kind of how those universities are. They've got medical systems associated with the universities. Interesting when you actually dive into how similar they are, just not on the basketball and football front necessarily. But crazy. Ryan Willie. Ryan doesn't want to Utah in the Big Ten, and that's sad and everything. Ryan Willie, I wish that you would love the Utes as much as me, because I do love your Wisconsin Badgers. But sometimes somebody won't love you as much as you love them, and I understand that. We love you here, Ryan, and I hope that you love the Utes in the future.
We do love you here, Ryan. Another $5 super chat from Ryan. 124 teams: KU, Duke, FSU, Notre Dame, Miami, Stanford. Nathan, if Notre Dame wants Stanford, Notre Dame gets Stanford. I didn't say anything different. I agree, Ryan. You're right. Whoever Notre Dame, if they decide to join, whoever they want to be in the mix is going to be in the mix. So, yeah, you're 100% right. I'm sure Stanford would be my first phone call if I get Notre Dame. And one more $5 super chat. So, Moen, we've made it to 10. We're halfway through the show. And halfway through the donation time for our target, and we've made it to 10 out of 20. One more $5 super chat from Ryan. Hey, Big 12 fans, do you need any cheese with that wine?
Maybe.
I don't.
I'd like some cheese with my wine.
Yeah. Okay, I have to go back and play a lot of different sounders.
All right, go ahead. Go for it.
Yeah. This is for the ECU, the pantry thing. That's legit.
It's pretty cool.
That was legitness. Yeah, it
was. Charlie Sheen winning.
Wow, winning.
I'm sorry. I like winning. Charlie Sheen. Be nice.
Oops. Winning.
For Tulsa fans or for Oklahoma State fans.
Stop! He's already dead.
Moan, really?
Well, I mean, what would I say? And then we'll do a Barney Miller one. We haven't done a Barney Miller one in a while.
Drinking should be done in the privacy of one's home, where it's necessary.
Thank you, Detective Fish. Love Detective Fish. So, and thank you for others.
Don't go stingy on Ryan Willie. Give him that.
What happened?
Give him 3 of them.
Let's.
What's going on? I leave for 2 minutes, and this is what happens.
I didn't even know you left, Nate. So
I did that.
We'll do this
disruption.
We'll do this for Ryan Willie. We'll do a little on Wisconsin because I do like Wisconsin's fight song.
That's a good one.
I like them upbeat fight songs.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah. Moen, we are all caught up. We've got a half hour left in the show. We are all caught up on Super Chat. So at this point, Ute did his rant. Why don't you tell everybody first what you're working on, and 2, how this information that you're getting, how it's relevant to what the discussion is.
Yeah, again, if we hit the goal, we'll do this tonight. But if not, I will record this as a members-only video that will release next Thursday. We're going to talk about the blocks in the Big Ten, voting blocks, why they matter. You need 13 votes in the Big Ten to get a team approved, to get a new member in. And these blocks are important. We're talking about Utah. The West Coast block wants to feel respected. They want to feel like they have a say. And they've got 4 votes. And if you want a particular school in, you may need to go to them and say, hey, we need your 4 votes. And what are they going to say back? They're going to say, hey, we need a 5th West Coast school. And we want that West Coast school. For some reason, USC wants it to be Utah. Does the Big Ten counter, or does another block counter and say, hey, we'll give you a 5th West Coast school, but we'd rather have Arizona State?
Yes. I think that's
or we'd rather have Cal.
Maybe. Or Stanford.
Well, listen, the Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota block would probably want Cal. That's the same block that pushed heavy for Washington into the Big Ten. So, I mean, that is what I mean when we're talking about blocks. And every block has a different need, a different thing they want.
Yep.
When it comes to Kansas, Kansas is not Utah. Everybody in the Big Ten generally likes Kansas. We talked about this last Friday.
That's cold.
We talked about this last Friday.
That's cold.
Talked about it last Friday in overtime. You can go back and watch. Kansas is considered the most culturally fit of these Big Ten candidates outside of Notre Dame. We're keeping Notre Dame out of this. But these teams are not, neither of these teams are getting added at 19 and 20. They need to be 21 and 22. Yeah. I know Greg is saying 24. I'm hearing 22, with 23 and 24 being reserved for you-know-who, Notre Dame, +1.
Mm-hmm. So, I just go back to, I don't think they do add any schools. They may add 2.
Well, they're definitely
think they go past 20.
They're definitely going to add 2. It's going to be from the ACC. It's going to be from the Southeast. It's going to be about getting into new markets. You're going to have a school. You're going to get a big brand. You're going to get either Miami or Florida State. I think Clemson probably gets its way and gets into the SEC somehow. And then I think you're probably getting Georgia Tech as, you know, that's a consensus builder in the Southeast. You know, everybody can get behind Georgia Tech. Again, not a great football program, but they build.
Well, they're playing well now.
They're playing.
Last year they played well. They're playing better this year. Yeah,
playing better this year. They are in Atlanta. Atlanta is a big market. I know you don't think markets matter, and I will agree markets don't matter as much anymore as they previously did.
I don't think I've ever said they don't matter. I just think there's things that are more important.
we're talking about Rutgers and Maryland, what they added those markets. That's why they were brought on.
But now that calculus is completely changed and they're not being counted, nobody's going back to cable. So, the direct to consumer and the Fox direct to consumer products are just making it more expensive to watch college football. So the DMA thing, while it matters, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, this is a beautiful thing. We got rid of cable for streaming, and now
you're spending more money on the streaming.
Now streaming is essentially the new cable, and it costs more.
Yep.
So love that. But Atlanta market, huge DMA. It makes sense. Georgia Tech, Florida State, or Miami, take your pick. I still tend to believe Miami. But Florida State is making an impact. They're making inroads. They are showing, they bought a hospital. So they want to get into AAU.
I'm efforting. I'm not sure how I want to present it, but I've got two sources now that are telling me things about what the Big 12 is trying to do. And I say that in quotes because they can't force people to join their conference, and they run the risk of losing schools if they don't do something. So the Big 12 right now is shooting as high as you possibly could to try to secure its future. And some of the ideas are pretty crazy, like, wow, that would be awesome at least for the Big 12 fans. So there's also that, right? The Big 10 and the SEC aren't in a vacuum. There's other things that are going on as well.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, I lost my train of thought. Where was I?
Yeah. You were saying, you said the same thing.
Georgia Tech, you're going to get 19 and 20. You're going to get two Southeast teams from the ACC, two new markets for the Big 10. The Kansas-Utah thing goes to being 21 and 22. The reason being wanting certain blocks votes in order to get the two teams you want out of the Southeast. Ohio State, Penn State, Iowa, they want a brand. They want into Florida. Georgia Tech, that helps you build consensus. Georgia Tech's a lot like Kansas. They're not so cultural. They're not as much culturally aligned with the Big Ten, but 1.1 billion in research last year, I believe. AAU school, huge market. The Atlanta DMA is a huge market, and it's just getting bigger all the time. Packed with Big Ten alums. You go back and look at that Clemson game from last week. That game, half that stadium was Clemson fans.
Yeah, it was.
Very easily at Ohio State, if Ohio State goes to Atlanta to play Georgia Tech, half that stadium will be Ohio State fans. Yeah. And most of them will be locally from Atlanta. There are lots of big. Oh, go ahead.
Say, Moen, you want to do this super chat?
Sure.
While you're there?
Oh my God, Oklahoma State. Does Coach make it to 2026? Go Frogs. All glory to the Hypnotoad. I will play it.
All glory to the Hypnotoad.
Hey, man, I like Hypnotoad.
I think, again, if I'm Gundy, I just come out and say, hey, this is my last year of retirement at the end of the year.
I think that he gets fired if you lose to Tulsa tonight. I'm serious. You cannot lose this football game. It's embarrassing. He gets fired after this game.
If
they lose this game, he should get fired immediately.
That's brutal. What's the score?
16-3 was last.
At halftime. How are you going to lose to Tulsa after that throttling?
I don't know, I don't know. We took care of business for the most part. BYU's got one more hurdle. It is possible. We've seen it before. So thank you, LA Horn Frog, for the $2 super chat. And we appreciate you being a member of the College Football Mafia family. All right, Moen, you have anything else you want to say tonight?
Kansas. Let's talk about Kansas. We've talked about Utah, West Coast. Kansas is very well liked by almost everybody in the Big Ten. Kansas is the most culturally aligned. They line up very well with the Midwestern schools. Your Iowas, your Nebraskas, your Illinois, your Indianas, your Ohio States. They are a cultural fit. In addition to that, one of the things that makes people wary in the Big Ten of giving the West Coast schools another vote is just that you're giving them 5 votes. You're giving them a voting block.
Yeah. Why would Wisconsin want that? Why would Minnesota
Wisconsin?
want that?
Why would absolutely? Why
I
would
don't
they
know
want
why
that?
they would.
With Kansas,
Yeah.
Kansas will go along to get along. They believe that adding a Kansas, for the most part, adds a very friendly vote for the Wisconsin, Minnesota, Michigan block, the Ohio State, Penn State, Iowa block, Illinois, Indiana, Purdue. They believe they're going to be a very receptive and willing partner to hear out the more original Big Ten members. Kansas has been vetted multiple times by the Big Ten. They always go back to Kansas, and they always go back for a reason. They and I have to say this, and we've mentioned it before, and I'll mention it again. David Booth giving them $300 million was not just out of the blue.
No,
that was done.
It's very targeted.
It was targeted.
Yeah.
For a reason, to show the Big Ten,
yes,
hey, we will do what's necessary to compete athletically.
Yeah.
And here's $300 million to improve athletics. And oh, by the way, we're also going to add more student housing to try and draw more students in. And we're going to be, once we get into the Big Ten Academic Alliance, we're going to get those academics back up to where they need to be. We're going to get research back up to where we need to be. And we're going to be competitive in the Big Ten. We're going to do what it takes to be there. Now, the question for Utah, and I asked you this earlier this week, is there anybody at Utah that can just give them $300 million?
Yeah.
There's a few families.
Yeah.
The Huntsmans.
Huntsmans would be number one.
The Garfs, the Huntsmans, yeah. The
Garfs is another one, yeah.
I don't know of any gifts coming in like that, Moan. So that's an expensive gift, and that's a big dedication. Not everybody has to put a gamble.
And I would say this, they didn't know it was coming either. It was a surprise to most Kansas fans too. It's not like this was, oh, this guy's going to give us money eventually. So we can't give Kansas all this, credit for, getting $300 million. It all came down to a guy willing to give them $300 million. So you have to have it to give it.
Sure. Absolutely. I completely understand that. But Utah, I think, would do well to go out and approach somebody to get them a gift, at least.
Well, yeah,
I understand.
It couldn't hurt.
Yeah, $300 million. $300 million is not. It doesn't grow on trees. Obviously,
yeah, that's not $50 million. $300
right,
million
but I mean, even getting some $150 million between 3 or 4 donors to improve, research or academics. The stadium, I guess, the stadium's pretty good. I don't think they really need to.
The Olympics is coming back, and I guarantee they add more seats to the University of Utah football stadium.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
they'll probably get closer to 60, or I would even say 65,000, which would put them very favorably in the Big Ten. So that I don't think that would be a problem.
Yeah, and I will say this again, Kansas, when David Booth made that donation, that made a very big splash for people in Kansas and people in the Big Ten. And I think for the West Coast schools, in order to, I think you're going to see this happen in the West Coast schools. Right now, Utah has an inside lead because USC likes them. If someone goes and gives Colorado $500 million, like the guys from South Park, let's say they go to their alma mater and say, here's a $400 million gift from South Park because we're billionaires. Yeah. That's going to put Colorado, right on the radar. That's going to move them.
Well, at the same time, though, Dion could retire at the end of this year.
He could.
So it goes
absolutely,
both ways,
but if you've got $400 million in your pocket, you can go hire a pretty damn good coach.
Fair, yeah.
So.
To me, $400 million, like, it just doesn't really move the needle that much. I'm just like, serious, guys, it's massive money, but do you know how much money these university systems bring in? Hundreds of millions of dollars, like per year, billions of dollars, man. Like, it's insane amount of money. It's nice, but that's a one-time thing. It's not a recurring thing. I just don't think it's as much a needle mover as you do, Moan. I really don't. Like, it's just, to me, it's a nothing burger.
Doesn't it prove viability? I think that's what Moen's saying. Is it shows that you have fans that are willing to go all in to make you big. It's not about whether they can live off that money, and it's not going to be transformational for their football program. It's more telling the rest of the country, specifically the P2, that they're here to stay. They're not coming to screw around. And I think it's more a marker of their commitment than it is anything to do with the money itself.
I guess I would question, like, okay, if Booth gave $300 million, can that happen again, or is he out of money now? Like, whether
he might be out. I don't know.
Right, like if he's out of money, then like it's like, okay, well, that's a nice commitment at that one time, but where's it going to be in the future?
But there are Big Ten schools that have donors that are exactly like that. And that's again, Michigan does, Ohio State does, Wisconsin does, Minnesota does. I mean,
don't forget the football stadium at KU.
Yeah. Kansas just completed a
wasn't it Lamshank? That's what that is. The Lamshank Stadium, guys.
Hey, the fact they got most of it done before football season was pretty impressive.
Yeah, and they're building, huge plaza and all this other stuff.
They are,
and pre-student housing.
Yep.
Did we get to that Ryan Willie one first?
I'm trying to get to both of them right now.
Okay. Ricky Tungate, Moen have the Big Ten given up on Texas teams. The problem with Texas teams, you can go back, Ricky, I know you remember, you can watch my video that I did on Big Ten teams in Texas, is there's just nobody's up to snuff there that's available. The two teams they would want would be Texas and Texas A&M. That's not to say they haven't talked to Texas teams, because they have. The Big Ten has talked to a lot of teams, guys, lots of schools. The closest one would be TCU. It's private. It's in Dallas-Fort Worth. They're working towards R1 research status. That's still a long ways to go.
I find that hard to believe they're going to get AAU.
And that's one of the things that's going to hold them back. So
yeah. Ryan Willie, here's his $5 super chat, Mon.
Ryan Willie. Oh, hold on a second, Rick. Let me pay. I got to play something for Ricky Tungate first.
Of course.
Before I forget.
Whatever you want to do.
I want to do this one. This is all about the money. We know some Texas schools have $1 million man Ted DiBiase's, but we'll see. Good thing Wisconsin plays at home this week. Fickle might be fired if they lose to Maryland. Former players are talking about his replacement.
Yeah,
it might happen.
Patience in college football has shrunk to almost nothing.
Yeah, so. and I've talked about it multiple times. I like Coach Fick. He's a good guy. But he had a bold
guy.
He's not. Well, he had a bold plan, and that plan failed. Yeah. And then he tried to go back to the old plan, which was actually working. You might be right. He might be out of there this week.
That would suck for him, but
what you Cincy?
Yeah,
bring him.
He's and I thought at the time that people were going nuts about the Matt Rule hire at Nebraska. I thought the Fickle hire at Wisconsin was the greatest ever. But
what? Did you just say it was the greatest ever?
Ever.
Wow. Okay.
Because look, I think Fickle,
wow.
I don't. That sounds crazy to me.
I know. I was wrong.
Okay.
I was wrong.
You need to clip that out. Can you clip that out, and Moen and you and I can share that when we want?
Listen, I just thought, man, Fickle, Wisconsin, such a great. I was wrong. I thought he was going to have them in playoffs within 2-3 years.
Well, he might. He still has
sorry, Ryan. I don't know. Maybe I jinxed it. I apologize.
We got another two more $2 ones. Kenneth Maynor gives us another $2 super chat. Booth's donation to KU isn't to say stay put in the Big 12. He can't control that though, Kenneth.
You can't.
So,
that's true.
I mean, it's great he did that, but there's no way the university could have, proven that they were going to get that call up anytime soon. So
let me give. Here's
Yeah, go
Ryan.
ahead.
Ryan, if Fickle gets fired, this is what he's going to say.
3 badgers. Badgers?
Badgers? Badgers.
We don't need no stinking badgers.
Okay. And the next one is from Trent Brown, my brother's namesake. Good to see you, Trent. Another $2 super chat. Thanks for checking in at the end of the show, man. We love seeing you. You guys in Flugar have the best shows. Thank you. Thank you, Trent. And we appreciate that's high praise. We really, really appreciate that. The three of us do a lot of work in different areas, and I think we've done a pretty good job. But it's not just us; it's our team around us, and we're just going from strength to strength. So we really appreciate you being here. Just so everybody knows, Trent is a BYU fan, and yeah, we got a.
Is that your brother?
It isn't. No, I wish it was. No, he's a friend though. He's become a friend on the show.
Cool.
I appreciate him. Let's see here. Another couple super chats. Moen, we're gonna get to the mark, I think, if you just go by dollars. Steve Moser, a $10 super chat, also a valuable member of the College Football Mafia family. South Park guys should donate a couple $100 million to the state of University of Colorado and name a building after Bud. Could you imagine the Butters building?
I would love it.
That would be Destination 101, man.
I've said it for
South
years.
Park Butters building.
If I ever got a tattoo, it would be Butters from South Park.
Why, Moen?
He is my favorite character on South Park.
Oh, Kenny.
Gotta be your favorite. No. I love Butters. He's just got unbridled enthusiasm.
Unbridled enthusiasm.
No matter what happens to him, he finds the silver lining in a gray cloud.
That's a quote from a TV show, and I'm trying to place it. Unbridled enthusiasm.
I don't know.
I'll remember.
Yeah, I love Butters. I think he's the best character on that show.
It just shows you, though, a lot of people don't like sports. The same thing with the Oregon State guy, the NVIDIA dude, who's second richest in the world, and he won't drop $1 billion here or there. I mean, it's pocket change for him. It blows me away how these people aren't fans of their universities. What?
He doesn't care about sports.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they don't care about sports. I think that's the last one, Moen, for tonight.
Okay.
I've sort of run out of tape. Are you going to stick around and do overtime, Moen?
You want to do overtime?
How are we hanging on the overtime, Moen? How are we doing? Do we reach overtime?
Nate's probably right. If we did it by the dollar amount, we've probably hit it. So let's just go ahead.
We might be one short or something.
Yeah, but it's fine. They're good people, and it saves me from having to record a video. So,
okay. Well, I just want to say thank you all for being here tonight. We appreciate you. These guys are going to take the ball and score the points. I'm just an assist guy anyway. I appreciate everybody being here. I hope you guys have a good weekend. Stay safe. Go Cougars, and let's see what happens with the Texas Tech Utah game. We all should be watching. Let's get some eyeballs on that game. Get as many people and let's get big numbers in the Big 12. All right, I'm gonna go. We'll see you later. Peace out.
Peace out.
See you, Nate. All right, guys. Okay, so we're gonna do building with big blocks.
One second. Moen, your video, Building the Big Blocks, is sponsored by
Tarleton cigarettes. Absolutely. You'll see a Tarleton right there in the ashtray. The bottle of Crown Royal's there. The pack of Tarletons is there. The whiskey's in my hand. Look at this. We got a 10-piece gifted membership.
Let's go.
From Justin R., University of South Florida Bulls. Let's get some bull sound effect in here.
Give him that bull in the China shop.
Let's go. Come on.
No.
That bull is pissed off. The Big Lubbock, Nitwit, Isaac Harlan, Stephen S., Rufus Michael Go Bucks, Joseph Lindsay, the Mad Hatter 77, Rectangle, the Chad, Benjamin Griffin have all been gifted memberships by Justin R. to the College Football Mafia. Congratulations, guys. You can go back and watch our members only video. You can watch the members only video on Texas and what we heard from a TCU source. It's very interesting stuff. I would definitely recommend you go do that. Justin R., thank you so much for gifting 10 new members to the family. It's very nice of you to do that. Go Bulls. I hope you guys win it all in the G7 this year and you make it to the playoffs, because I think that's a very exciting quarterback you got. And I would love to see them stun and pull off an upset in the playoffs, just as long as it's not Ohio State. So anyway, so here we go. We're going to just go ahead and do this one live. As Bill O'Reilly would say, we're doing it live.
Okay, so lay the foundation here, Moan.
Yes.
What are we talking about here?
Well, hold on. Justin R. gifting a 5-piece. Talk about it. $25.
Let him cook.
In those are, we're gonna give him the bull first.
The bull kind of sounds like that one turtle.
The turtle. I don't know. If somebody wants a tortoise noise, man, they'd have to donate for it, because I'm gonna give him as soon as I can find, let him cook.
Give him 5 bowls for 5 gifted memberships.
Let him cook.
Well, let him cook.
Let him cook now. Let him cook. I said, let him cook.
And now I'll go back and I'll give him one more bull, because this bull is really mad. That is a pissed off bull. Lee, Joshua Irby, Timbo, King Season, Chris Schubert. You were all gifted memberships by our excellent friend Justin R. If you're in chat and received one of those gifted memberships, please make sure you thank and tag Justin R. in the chat. If you just logged into YouTube and you noticed in your notifications, hey, I got a membership to the College Football Mafia, jump on over, leave it in the comment section. You can tag Justin R. in the comment section and say, thank you, Justin R., for the membership. I love this members only content that they're producing at the College Football Mafia. It makes me better informed about the speculation and things going on in conference realignment and all that good stuff. So make sure you say thank you. And Justin R., we say thank you. We speak your name. We speak your name. And then we got one more super chat here, and I knew Daniel Gygax to play that sweet turtle music.
Dude, no, not that.
It's time. It's the time.
Don't
for
tell people
love.
what that is, Bone. That's inappropriate.
For those who are unaware, that is a turtle achieving climax.
Oh my god!
With another turtle, obviously. So that is the sounder we have for the University of Maryland Terrapins. So
that can't be right.
If you want to make sure, listen,
Okay.
Ryan Willie, if you want to do everybody a favor, you've got to have Wisconsin beat Maryland. Otherwise, the sounder will be heard of the tortoise O-face. Thank you for the super chat, Daniel Gygax. Okay, so here we are. We're talking about the blocks in the Big Ten. People may know or may not know there are certain voting blocks in the Big Ten. Teams with schools and institutions with like-minded natures. Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Northwestern. That's one we talk about a lot. They're the ones who wanted Washington so bad last time. They desperately wanted Washington into the Big Ten. And for good reason. Washington is a fantastic public school, guys. I believe it's still a public Ivy. Public Ivy school. Problem is, networks weren't paying for Washington. Networks wanted Oregon. You know who didn't want Oregon? Ohio State, Penn State, and Iowa. and some vassals. I'm just going to use the term vassal. I don't mean it disrespectfully. And some vassal schools to those three main schools didn't want Oregon. And there were very legitimate reasons they did not want Oregon. They had to relent. They were promised a favor. Next realignment pick, you guys are in charge. That goes to you guys. So that is an example of a block doing a trade, doing something to influence another block, which was Ohio State, Penn State, and Iowa. So those schools now get a say on 19 and 20. And, you know, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Michigan, Northwestern, they're going to have to go along with it, whether they like it or not. Whether
so
they like it or not.
That you're showing, Moan, are these the actual voting blocks?
No, because listen, there's, like I said, Northwestern is with that Minnesota, Michigan, Wisconsin block. Iowa's actually with the Penn State, Ohio State block. The Southern California, Washington, and Oregon one, that is legitimate. You got to add UCLA in there. And then you have some of the smaller schools that are just kind of, they float. They're floaters. They kind of float between, you know, depending on what it is. They're vassals. I just don't know what name. I don't know what name to say. Regarding that, but
they're vassals.
Yeah. I don't mean that. I don't mean they're vassals, but these are blocks. So to get something, you may promise a block one thing and get another, but at the end of the day, you need 13 votes in the Big Ten for any expansion candidate. 13. Got to have 13. Well, if you've got Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Northwestern, there's 4. Now you've got Washington, Southern Cal, Oregon, and UCLA. There's 4. You got Ohio State, Penn State, Nebraska, Iowa. That's 4. That gets you to 12. And then you can get one of these other schools to maybe join over with you. Maybe grab a Rutgers, maybe get Maryland, maybe get Indiana. The problem is everybody wants something in this expansion. Everybody wants something in this realignment. The West Coast wants another West Coast team. Okay. They may get it. This may go to 22. I've talked about it before in the previous weeks. There is a faction in the Big Ten that wants to get to 22. If they go to that 22 route, Ohio State and Penn State are going to get the first 2 picks. And I think those first 2 picks are going to be Georgia Tech and either Florida State or Miami. Those are the 2 schools they want. Recruiting, markets, brands, alumni, lots of stuff to like there. For Rutgers and Maryland, they would like that too. Maryland has a relationship with Georgia Tech. They're former ACC teammates. Rutgers has a relationship with the University of Miami. They both competed in the Big East. So you've got those schools to come along, but that's not enough. You still need more schools. Now, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Michigan, Northwestern may say, hey, we said we would do this, but we don't think this school matches up with Big Ten snuff. And that's why you have consensus builder schools. Georgia Tech is a consensus builder. It does. It adds a travel partner to whoever the Southeast, whoever they pick up in Florida. It adds a travel partner. It adds a market. It also adds credibility to the Big Ten's academic profile. Georgia Tech is one of the best, if not the best, engineering schools in America. You got MIT up there as well. I know Oregon State does tremendous engineering work. But these 4 schools, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Northwestern, Purdue probably as well, they could swallow a Georgia Tech. We get a Georgia Tech. You guys get a Miami or a Florida State. There you go. There's your horse trading. There's your swap. Now,
trading.
You need 4 more. You still need the West Coast to vote. And the West Coast could easily say all 4 votes. All they have to do is pull 2 more people, and you can't get anybody added to the Big Ten. They could go whisper in the ear of an Illinois and a Purdue and say, hey, come on, well, don't vote for those. So now you've got to do horse trading to get the 4 votes in the West. How are you going to do that? You got to add a West Coast school. Okay, now what's happened? Now we've got 5 votes in the West Coast. Now you've got Big Ten programs like Rutgers, Maryland, Indiana going, whoa, wait a second here. Now you've added more votes for the West Coast. You've given them more power. We need to get more power back into the Midwest and into the East Coast. How do you do that? You add a Kansas. All about blocks. All about horse trading.
It's all about geography, too.
It's about geography, but this is what I would consider if this is what happens. If this is what happens, this would be the great compromise that would get you unanimity in the votes, in the straw polls, and unanimity in the actual vote. Whatever the straw poll ends up, if it's 13 or more, everybody's going to vote for that person. All these actual public official votes will be unanimous.
Sure.
But getting to the straw poll where you get at least 13 people, and this keeps people happy. You expand, you make everybody happy in your conference. Now the question is, how do you sell that to your TV partner? That becomes the main question. Georgia Tech, you can sell it as the Atlanta market. I know people say the Atlanta market doesn't matter. Georgia Tech isn't great, blah, 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 blah. Markets still do hold some weight for Big Ten presidents. They still hold some weight for network executives. Atlanta is a market. Florida State, huge brand.
Right.
Networks would love it. Networks are going to say, oh, we get Florida State in the Big Ten now. We get Florida State, Penn State every year as a potential rivalry. They love it. Same is true of Miami. I know Miami's been down a lot longer. Miami is still a big brand. They have 5 national championships. Yes, they have some limitations, but they're already AAU. They're already got their medical school all set up. They're a private school in the state of Florida. It means they don't have to deal with state politics in Florida. So you've got 2 that the media partners like. You got Atlanta. You've got one of the schools in Florida that's a huge brand. Miami's a pretty big market. Tallahassee, less so, not as big a market, but probably a bigger brand than Miami. And then you've got the West Coast school. How do you sell them on the West Coast school? I don't know that yet. That's something I don't know the answer to. How do you sell them on Kansas basketball? You sell them on basketball. You say this is a blue blood basketball program. This will help boost basketball ratings for Big Ten content. This will help boost people who are interested in a Big Ten network. The West Coast school, though, I think that's the biggest question. And again, Utah is the name that I've heard mentioned, and it's because of USC. But that could change. If any of those schools were going to change, I would put Utah as the most likely to change. I think Kansas, like I said, everybody in the Big Ten seems to really like Kansas. Georgia Tech, it makes sense. It's a consensus builder. And it's a name I've heard mentioned multiple times from multiple people at different schools. Florida State, Miami, it's going to be one of those 2 schools. I don't think it's Clemson. I think Clemson gets its way and gets into the SEC. I think Florida State, Miami, it's one of those 2 schools, but I don't think you're getting both. I don't think you're getting both. I think you're going to have to take Atlanta. You're going to have to take Georgia Tech to make some people happy. But if they pull this off, if this scenario goes through, Is that enough for the media partners to say, yes, we'll give a half share to the rest of these 4 new teams in the Big Ten? We will give them the same deal we gave Oregon and Washington. Half shares for the length of this media deal.
That seems pretty reasonable, Moan. A half share for all these schools we're talking about. Like Florida State's probably worth 1.5 shares themselves. Miami's worth more than a share, perhaps too. Georgia Tech's worth half share. I don't think that's really a hard sell for the media partners.
Yeah, Town Hawk brings it up. He did not see me drink so here you go.
What is that? What do you have?
It's a bottle of Crown Royal, but...
Oh, why is it in a bag?
I was drinking it in public earlier, so, yeah. That's why it's still in the bag.
Yeah, and Moan, obviously going back to this, like the West, right? Like going back to the West. And Cal Berkeley, Stanford, Arizona State, Utah, Colorado, Arizona. It's good. They're going to be fighting for one spot, you're saying, right? Essentially, one spot.
Essentially, until the Big Ten goes to 23-24. And I know, and this is where Greg and I disagree. Greg believes that they have to get to 23-24 to get Kansas and a West Coast school, probably Utah. I believe that's 22 faction would get you there, with 23 and 24 being reserved for Notre Dame +1. So there could be a 6th West Coast team at some point.
That makes plenty of sense. If this thing goes to 24, then you've got your 6 pods, man. Like, that's so easy to see. Like, you split it up, and the West has 6 schools that they play more often.
It does, but for your
conference that way, man.
Yes, but for your media partners, they are also going to want to make sure that they get more big-time football matchups on a regular basis. So those pods, while pods are a great idea, I don't think that's the end-all be-all. I think, yes, it helps reduce travel for those West Coast teams. Yes, they will play more West Coast teams than they do normally. But I think at the end of the day, I don't think they go to pods.
What's the risk, though? Like, you've got dynamite matchups in every pod. If you had Florida State in the South,
yes,
them
but
versus schools.
If you looked at the pods without knowing anything, you would have said the Big Ten West had dynamite matchups in it, and it didn't. The teams were all down most of the time. You had Iowa 1 year, Wisconsin 1 year. You would have a Nebraska never seemed to catch on, and after they fired Bo Pelini in the I think that might have been in the Legends and Leaders division, but yeah, pods might work for basketball. I don't think pods would work for football. I just don't know that there's enough scheduling flexibility to ensure that all your partners get on board. The other point I would like to make here is they can extend this media deal. Yes, the media deal goes through 2031. They can go to their media partners now and extend that. They can extend it with a raise as well. The other thing they can do, increased volume. That's what increased teams means. It means you increases the volumes of games you have, the volumes of sports properties available to broadcasters or streamers. They could very easily go out there and get the money for these 4 teams by adding another partner, whether it's Amazon Prime, Netflix, YouTube TV, Paramount Plus, HBO Max, any number of different, there's options out there that you could use to get that money. The problem is, whoever that new partner is, they are going to be, as we say so eloquently in Ohio, sucking hind tit. They are sucking hind tit because NBC, Fox, and CBS are all going to get to pick in front of them.
Right.
So again, that's why you're going to probably have to avoid divisions. You've got to come up with 4 really good football games every week.
Man, I just think that you could do that. I think that pods or divisions that can make that with historical matchups, more rivalries. Like even in the West, you've got Oregon playing USC. You've got USC if you have Utah. You've got Washington, Oregon. You've got a lot of dynamite matchups there almost every week.
And the one thing I will say for Utah, Salt Lake City's a new market. It's a growing market. It also gets you into the mountain time zone.
Right.
You do get into an additional time zone that you can you currently are not in. Is 6 West Coast schools too many? If they add a West Coast school to get to 22, then reserve Notre Dame +1. And Notre Dame wants Stanford, you get to 6. At that point, it wouldn't matter because they would have enough votes to, I mean, even if Notre Dame sided with all 6 West Coast teams, that's 7 votes. It's not a majority. They couldn't stop the rest of the Big Ten who wouldn't vote for with those West Coast teams. So, I mean, that's kind of it. Do you have any questions? Questions from the chat? Let's hear them.
So here we go.
Does realignment matter if the Socialist Rudy Project is approved? Listen, I've tried to bite my tongue on Cody Campbell as much as I can, but Cody Campbell could give 2 drops of monkey piss about Olympic sports or women's sports. If Texas Tech was offered to join the SEC tomorrow, SaveCollegeSports.com would be up on the name sale registry. Cody Campbell does not give a rat's ass about women's sports or Olympic sports or protecting universities. He cares about the fact that Texas Tech could potentially be in a conference not named the Big Ten or the SEC. And that's 100%. All he cares about. All he cares about.
What? Like, think about it. If like your school was not in the Power 2, you'd be doing the same exact thing. Duh, right? Like, it's not rocket science, guys. Why do you think all the disruption is happening outside the Power 2? Because trying to break down that barrier. They're trying to pull it down because they're trying to even the playing field. It's really easy to see. Like, that's what it's all about. That's what Cody Campbell's trying to do. You nailed it. Texas Tech got in tomorrow. He's done. He's not going to be an advocate anymore. He wants Texas Tech in the Power 2. And he doesn't care how that happens. If he has to break the dam for it to happen, so be it, right? Ruffle the feathers, do whatever it takes. It makes sense. If you had power and sway and you were outside, you do the same dang thing. He wants in.
Absolutely. And I'm fine with that. I just don't like the hypocrisy. Ryan Willie had a super chat from earlier. I don't know if we read this one. No more tortoise noise, please. Okay, just badger noises from now on.
That's the best sounder, dude.
I was going to say, I don't know what a badger sounds like in the throes of ecstasy, and I wouldn't want to get close enough to record it. So, Moen had an earlier question. What changes if UNC UVA joins the Big Ten instead of the SEC? Then you do not get a Kansas. You do not get a West Coast team. You would probably end up with 4 Southeastern teams. And it's going to be rough, but it might be a situation where North Carolina and Virginia get in, and then they wait and get 22 once they have UNC and UVA in their block. But funnier if it is 7 drops of monkey piss. John Dry says, just Texas Tech women's and men's sports.
I mean, Cody Campbell did fund the softball team. Paid $1 million to a softball pitcher.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah, so I'm trying to find some comments here that are more recent before we jump off here. We're going to do about another 5 minutes. Does that work for you?
Let's do it. 5 minutes. And then I got to hit the sack because I'm going to be up for Big Noon, baby.
He's
soon here.
Big Noon kickoff on Fox. Hey, if you see Dave Portnoy, throw a beer can at him for me.
No, I want to share a beer. I like Portnoy.
Yeah, Portnoy's an asshole. Florida's bigger than Utah and Kansas combined, so get FSU and Miami. Florida man, again, I don't disagree with you. 100% right. Got to get votes. Got to get votes. How to win friends and influence people. The West Coast wants to be heard, and USC wants Utah. The Big Ten, the original Big Ten, the Midwest schools, they like Kansas. They trust Kansas. They think Kansas is the best fit in terms of Big Ten tradition and culture. Kenneth Maynard, that pirate. Georgia Tech, Miami, Kansas, Utah, then Notre Dame and Stanford are. Maybe.
I'll take it.
Although I'll be honest with you, I don't think Notre Dame brings Stanford along. I do believe that Notre Dame tries to stay independent and they try to pull together a new ACC once some of these schools start leaving. Kenneth Maynard says Georgia Tech, Miami.
That's
John Dry says 11 a.m. Central Time Tech plays. Well, it's 10 a.m. Mountain Time for Utah.
Hey, you know what? 5:30, the DJ's coming out at Rice Eccles Stadium to pump up the crowd. 5:30 a.m., baby. That's not a lie.
Well,
really
here's
what we're doing.
Yeah, and here's the other thing too that might be a point for Utah in the Big Ten. Instead of an 11 p.m. start time for a game, it's a 10 p.m. Eastern start time for a game. When Rutgers has to travel to Utah, you get to start the game an hour earlier. So maybe that's enough of a.
Michigan State's a little salty this week.
I don't blame them, but I mean, what are we going to do?
Let's be real about that. So Michigan State is kicking off at 11 p.m. Eastern time. That's correct, right?
Mm-hmm.
9. Like a football game's 3.5 hours long. Like that is insane, man. Like people aren't going to get done with the game till almost 3 a.m.
I hear you, but Michigan State is getting $100 million.
Dude, no one's staying up to watch at 3 a.m. That's insane.
I think I've got that in my parlay, so I'm staying up till 3 a.m. to watch that game. Unless my parlay gets busted but before then, which it more than likely will. But yeah, I mean, look, it's something to think about. We've talked about it. Everybody in the Big Ten contributes differently. Everybody says Ohio State should get unequal revenue share. Well, Ohio State, you're never going to see them play one of those West Coast teams at 11 p.m. at night, guys.
Exactly. You know who does that? The Vassals. The Vassals play at 11
The
p.m.
Rutgers, the Marylands, the Michigan States. That is one of the ways they contribute to the Big Ten is they play those games.
The Vassal.
Yeah. May not be fair, but it is what it is. Illini Ted recommends kegs and eggs.
I got to go fill up my flask and stuff, tonight to make sure that I don't forget it.
Yeah. Tony Lawson asks if you're bringing a bottle of Mad Dog.
No, certainly not. You can't buy that stuff in my state.
Yep. Can't get it in Utah unless you buy a case of it. You have to order a case of it. And a case of it is, I think, 12 bottles. Because I looked up the liquor laws in Utah before I spent $40 shipping you a bottle. I was trying to come up with cheaper ways to do it. Also, it's only a matter of time until they have a big breakfast game of the week where a game kicks off at 9 a.m. on a Saturday. I mean, no other game would be on. That's one of the things I thought I would love if I lived on the West Coast. That I could wake up on Saturday at 7 in the morning, get my shower in, get my exercise in, and then just sit on the couch at 9 a.m. watching Big Noon kickoff. And,
Justin's nails with this, man. Why not? If it's all going to be like the TV partners, if you're playing 11 Eastern kickoff, like why not just go 9 a.m. kickoff?
I don't have a problem with it, but I think you're going to have a lot of people complaining about the student athletes. But
what about a 10 a.m. kickoff Eastern time?
This is why, because nobody wants to win the Iowa Rutgers game.
Vassals.
Moen and Wild U at Hawken reminds us that KU alum and KU AD is Travis Goff, who was the #1 assistant AD at Northwestern. There you go. There's a connection to Northwestern. Like I said, Kansas, everybody I've talked to, Kansas is generally well-liked in the Big Ten. And again, they've been vetted 3 or 4 times now. So I have to admit, those Sunday afternoon Kansas basketball games on CBS would be enormous ratings. Yeah. Kansas Springs, a blue blood basketball program. Yep. Utah, listen, Utah needs 2 things right now. Money, wins. Money, wins. And with that, we are going to go ahead and wrap up the Big Freakin' Friday show. I will see you go. We got one more super chat here. We need Wild Ute to do the Hawaii test. Kickoff at 10 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, I think is what that is, right?
The 10 p.m. kickoff. No thanks. Yeah, I'll pass on that. I'd rather have a big noon game than a 10 p.m. kickoff game.
Absolutely.
We get some of those 8:30 kickoff games though.
We've given a lot of love to Kansas tonight, or at least I have. So I will give a little bit of love to West Virginia. West Virginia. Thank you, Daniel Gygax. Last comment of the night comes from our friend Vox Quindaro. Want to sell out a home basketball game? Bring KU to town and save up for a new roof because your fans will blow it off at those games. My problem is I'm an Ohio State basketball fan, so I'm be more worried about getting blown out in those games. But
KU does over 1 million views per game in basketball. That's insane, Moen.
Yeah.
Their basketball ratings are insane.
I believe it, but that'll do it for us tonight, guys. Thank you to Nate and Wild Ute for joining me, and thank you to you guys for joining us. As always, if you're watching us on X, please consider coming on over and giving us a like and a subscribe. If you're here already, go ahead and give us a like. If you're not subscribed yet, that's okay. We still love you anyway. I will see you guys on Sunday for Moen After Dark. Until then, everybody have a good weekend, good football. Enjoy. Peace out.